What up, Nine?
Trapaholics Mixtapes.
As the 9% and word would say, make a better you, a better us.
Fuck being rational, give them what they ask for.
Who do you think you are? I'm the word. Boy, I'm the one who put in the work.
When I move, is it a quick rumble? I will never ever fall, never stumble. And I don't need to be humble. Break down walls like Jericho crumble.
What up, though? That's the word. You see the title. We about to get into it. But before we get into that, let me get it to the chat. Let me get it to the chat. Dee Dee, Dee Dee, Dee Dee, Dee Dee, Dee Dee, Dee Dee, Dee Dee. What up, sis? Appreciate you. Appreciate you. My brother, Mr. BDB. What up, though, fam? What up, Nine? Appreciate you. How you living? How you feeling? Hey, man. Yeah. Topic of the night. Pearls and swine don't mix. So this comes from one of those Bible verses that, many people paraphrase, or, many people utilize, don't cast your pearls before swine. But I want to talk about the whole verse, because even saying that aspect, I think people miss the context of what was being said. So the verse is, uh, hold on, it's Matthew 7:6, and it says, "Never give what's holy to a dog, or throw your pearls before swine." So what was Jesus talking about? Never give what's holy to a dog. Well, a dog gonna be a dog. Dog ain't gonna take care of nothing, ain't gonna appreciate it. It's gonna tear it up. It's gonna do what it do with anything else. So that's why they say don't give what's holy to a dog. And under this context, when you think of what's holy, you can think about your physical self, your spiritual self, or your mental self. Don't give that to people, the dogs, people who don't appreciate them, only know how to tear things up, only know how to destroy. If a person can't take care of themselves or take care of them, they ain't gonna take care of you. They can't appreciate themselves, they ain't gonna be able to appreciate you. And never cast your pearls before swine. What does that mean? Pearls are valuable, right? So what Jesus was saying was, don't throw what's valuable into the midst of swine, pigs. Again, another animal who, I mean, they programmed to do one thing: eat, sleep, and shit. You know, these people, like I said, if they can't appreciate themselves, they ain't gonna appreciate you or nothing you have to offer. So even when I think about the pearls, a lot of times we think about what's valuable. People think value and they associate that to tangible things, physical things, material things. When I say it, and from this context, I think Jesus is talking more about the character, your trust, your love, your respect, your dignity. Never put that before swine. Us. the way we interact with people, right? I'm gonna use myself for an example. I had to learn this because it's uh it's hard to be humble and not be taken advantage of a lot of times. You know, it's hard to be humble and not, be taken advantage of because that's something you just have turned on and you don't really turn it off, right? When you think of humility, just being humble, being respectful, being thoughtful, being helpful. These are things that we just are. We don't turn it off. This is something that we just exist in. Commander, what up, Nine? The Minister General of Defense, the lady of the Nine. What up, Nine? My 33 brother, Mr. Gary Busted Down Brown. What it do? What the business is? Stop playing with me, bro. What up, bro? So this is one of the things I had a hard time with. And, we did another show, um, Virtuous Without Canniness, right? And, being humble, being helpful, that's something I couldn't turn off. And I got taken advantage of, you know. There's just some people out here like that. We like to think that the world is peaches and cream, but it's not. No matter how atmosphere. What up, by guy? Miss Chicago. Hey, man, I heard you cooking on Rachel's channel. I was sitting there rubbing feet. I was trying to hurry up and get done, and then I was like, let me start this show because I don't want to be here all night. Yeah, I got to get you on the channel one day. We have a deep conversation. I like wisdom, man. Miss Chicago got just life, man. Wisdom comes from many different ways. It comes from experiencing, but some people read a book and go out and experience. Some people don't. They just live life and learn from their mistakes. They learn from other people's mistakes. And Miss Chicago, one of the people who can interpret life and give us an understanding. So I always like to hear, and she real and raw. That's the part I love, the authentic. It's ain't trying to be no philosopher or nothing like that. She's telling you like it is. Shout out to Miss Chicago. Appreciate you, sis. But I had to learn that everyone didn't deserve me, right? And doing that in a humble state is kind of hard. But this verse right here, it personified what or how I can do that. It personified. It's like, okay, yeah, you know, um, my character is my character. I am who I am, but it's not for everybody because everybody ain't gonna be appreciated. They ain't gonna appreciate it. Just like giving something holy to a dog. You give a dog a Bible, what you think it's gonna do with it? It don't know. It's gonna read. It's probably gonna piss on. I mean, it ain't gonna read. It's probably gonna eat and piss on because it don't know no better, right? In life, sometimes people don't know no better. So I don't even fault people. I just know I'm not for them, not right now. That's how I navigate through. I'm not for them, not right now. Maybe later, but and it's nothing for me to force onto nobody because they might like the way they exist. Some people like being unscrupulous. You know what I'm saying? That's just who they are, and they enjoy it. And they're comfortable with that. It's not me to judge them. Their creator go do that. You know, I ain't trying to be the creator. It's already hard enough being me. So I'm not out here trying to judge nobody if they right or wrong. I just see if people right or wrong for me. And sometimes, and like I change. I was one of them unscrupulous YNs, what they call them now, them young ninjas. I was one of those, man. And I changed. So if I change, I know anyone else can. It just takes time and opportunity. And if I can't give them the opportunity and I ain't got the time, then why bother them? Why bother? So, but I'm not going to put myself in a spin cycle trying to, I'm not going to put myself in a spin cycle trying to help somebody who ain't ready to be helped, because that for me is neglecting the people who are. Anytime I focused on people who weren't ready, I neglected the people who were, so, but not giving. you know, the holy aspect, in my opinion, and I don't know, maybe Brother Gary come up here, you know, break it down a little more, but the holy aspect, in my opinion, is you. You are the temple. Don't give yourself to a dog, you know, and that's you as mental, physical, and spiritual. Don't give away your emotions, you know, and don't cast your pearls in before the swine. Don't cast them pearls in. That's the thing. I mean, you can interpret it how you want to. What's valuable to me is people's character. So when I think of value, I mean, you can say your money or whatever. That means not what that means. What I take it as is your value, the things you have to offer, such as your respect, your love, your dignity. You know, people give away their dignity just to interact with people. You know, I don't. Nah, man, you got to take care of those things. If you're giving them the animals, animals go do with them what animals do. What up, my 33 brother?
Nah, I just heard you was cooking. I heard a Bible verse. I just nah, I heard a Bible verse. It's crazy.
See,
I'm sitting here like that.
this is why I enjoy talking about the Bible with you, because when we talk about it, we ain't talking about is it real or fake. We talk about how we can use it. And I think I love when conversations go like that, because now it gives us new tools or another perspective or insight on how to actually um, be better versions of ourselves using the Bible. That's why I say I don't knock religion. I use it like this that verse. When my grandfather broke it down to me, man, it changed my life. And I was young, man. I was like 13. I was like, no, I
Mm.
was 12 when he told me that. And I didn't understand it. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't understand it until I was 17, but I used to say it all the time. And the more I said it, the more I experienced it. And even at a young age, I began to understand. I began to like kind of change who I put myself around. But when I got older, that's when it really set in. Like, okay, that's when I actually knew how to practice it. Rachel, what up, Nine? Rachel,
I need to
cool.
learn that because it, it like I don't think people understand how hard it really is to acclimate that, right? What is it?
Yeah,
You saying don't throw the pearls into swine, right?
don't
It's like
cast
you
that
throwing your whole don't cast it in there.
before the
So,
swine. Yeah,
it's hard. Yeah, it's like me, like y'all get on me like, yo, you just too kind. And I'm like, yo, somebody has to show that is possible, right? And the purity of and the genuineness of the situation, it's going to get trampled. Sometimes you just don't care. You're just trying to show it. I could be pretty in the ugliest things, but sometimes them ugly things can swallow you up. You know what I
mhm.
mean? It's like, yo, that's why I try my best to stay away from certain things. It's not that I don't want to be around it. I don't belong there. And you don't belong there. I don't have to keep up with the Joneses. I just got to keep up with Busted Down Brown. That's the only one I got to compete with. I'm not even competing with myself. I know I don't belong there, so there's nothing even there's no reason to fight it. You know what I mean? When you know people ain't doing the right thing, all right. Like if you on YouTube, you rock with a person and they ain't talking about what they need to be talking about. I ain't hit the like button. I'm out. Say what up. I'm gone. Why? Because y'all get ready to put yourselves in a line. Then you're not even ready for it. If you do what you need to do, your beauty can't be trampled. That's the one thing that's the one thing I know for certain. I don't care what I do. If I consistently be who I am, and if people truly believe that I am genuine, or they feel I'm genuine, or they know I'm genuine, however they want to perceive it, All I got to do is continue to be who I'm supposed to be. You the same way. As long as you continue to be who you are, you know, we always gonna get that hate. We always gonna get that. We always gonna get that cloud cast upon us because some of us are just, they just don't like they don't like the messenger. The message could be on point. They just don't like the messenger. Oh, why she said such and such, or why he said such and such. Y'all worrying about the wrong thing. Take the message, but y'all want to cast the message and put it in like it's straight bullshit, and it's not. It's a jewel. Just because you don't know what a pearl is, if you don't know how to take care of a pearl, how the hell are you going to take care of a diamond? You see what I'm saying? People don't know how to do
Mm-hmm.
that. You know what I mean? But if you, as soon as they put up some cubic zirconium, that's it. That's the real jewel. You don't even know what a real jewel look like. All because you like the chaos and mayhem. That cubic zirconium is a diamond to you. Instead of that pearl that people have been struggling to get out the bottom of the ocean where it's coming from, where it's clean at, where it's pure it's at. Y'all don't even understand that part. But that's another story for another day. My bad. Go ahead.
Do you hear me all right?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, I was just making sure because I stepped into the kitchen. Man, Rachel, it's your fault, man. I done stepped in the kitchen trying to get something and I got the munchies too. But but yeah, man, it's this is one of the things I said, like you just said when you started off, bro. It's kind of difficult to practice at first. But I think the more you do it, the more, like anything, you know, the better you get at it. And for me, it's just using other things. Like we talked about, like when I was, so same message, different perception, right? So when we was talking about the Machiavellianism, right? When I was telling you, virtue without canniness is crap. Same thing
Right.
as giving what's holy to a dog. That's the same thing. Kindness without strategy is weakness. Same thing. Don't cast your pearls before the swine. It's the same message, it's just from a different perception. You know, using things like standards. Creating boundaries. That's what helped me implement this concept. Because like I like to be kind. I like to be loving. I like to be me. You know what I'm saying? It makes me happy to be a good person. But when you taking advantage of that shit don't feel good. When people take advantage of your kindness, your loyalty, um, if people take advantage of that, people, I mean, especially depending on how they did it, that shit can be traumatizing. Let's say people lose their life being nice, trying to help somebody, and the whole time the person was setting them up because they knew they would help them. I seen that. So it's like the world will make you cold, man. So I had to figure out how can I be effective and efficient in society in the world with all these. I ain't gonna say all these crazy people because everybody ain't crazy. So I just had to become wiser and use more discernment to identify who I can be cool with and who I can't be. And the more you practice it, the better you get at it. Man. I had to learn how to take my time. I think the older I get, the more patient I become. Because when you young, man, it's like you want shit to pop off. Like you be so eager, but as you get older, and it probably comes with experience, you realize it takes time to build things, and you begin to appreciate that time that it takes to build things. And
It's the
that's
growth.
just my experience. Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's the growth, right? Shout out to Mr. 33. I was just talking about this over there, right? I said you got Ice Cube over there trying to make a league, right? The big league is trying to hold him back, shut him down, trying to take funding, trying to keep him out of the situation. So now they had a season. They started the season Saturday, You got people in there wanting to fight each other. You got a coach wanting to fight a player. I'm like, what are y'all doing? Y'all tripping. Y'all wouldn't have did this if Adam Silver was there. So don't do it because he's there. He trying to
Right.
rep. He trying to make y'all relevant. He set the foundation. Y'all trying to tarnish what he branded already. Y'all tripping right now. All because of what? Y'all not those type of dudes. You taking off the chain and running in the back, talking about see you in the back. You must got a criminal record, homeboy. If that's what you are, take that shit and go somewhere else with it. Don't tarnish what that man found. Don't do that. What he started, don't tarnish that shit because you want to keep your reputation up. Fuck your rep. There's people out here. There's people that really want to play in this league, and you sitting there playing like it's a toy. Y'all playing the wrong. Y'all gotta start caring about people. Y'all gotta start caring about situations. I'm saying that because when you become too damn kind, people gonna take your kindness for a weakness. Like he ain't gonna say nothing. We could talk about him any which way. Yeah, and then when that kind person got that fiery eye, like Jesus,
Mhm.
the color of his eyes, y'all gonna get mad. Like, what's wrong? You ain't supposed to do that. That's not godly. Who told you that?
Mhm.
Y'all better understand God killed more people than man. Y'all can't kill God. He killed y'all. I ain't gonna say what he killed more than the devil. I ain't trying to start that controversy. I'm gonna leave that one alone. But y'all better understand what it is, man. God will take back what you don't deserve. Y'all
Mhm.
call that Indian giving. I'm saying it's God giving. God will take it back. Ask Job. Even though God didn't do it per se, I'm gonna allow it. But you better be obedient after that, because if you obedient, you may get it back double fold. But I'll allow it to get taken away from you. There's a lot of people playing with the jewels that they got, man. And they putting that shit in places where they don't belong. It's getting all contaminated, it's getting all rusted, it has no value there. Why do y'all wear it there? I don't know. It's just time for y'all to show your jewels in a place where it's valuable. And a lot of us need to understand what the value is. The value is, giving it, giving value, giving effort, giving strength to people that don't have it. It's time for us to do that. Now, some people may say, we throwing that in the swine because nobody want to hear it. I tend to disagree because there's people that listen to the word. There's people that listen to Miss Chicago. There's people that listen to other people that's sitting there having words of motivation or words of inspiration or however you want to call it. It may not get the 1,000 views, but there's people that need that, and that's what we're trying to provide here.
And that's that. Selena, 3 times. What up, though, sis? I ain't even saying my bad. I just got back to the laptop. I just got back to the laptop. But that's bro, that's the hardest. Like just trying to be humble, trying to be upright. You know, I had to learn, bro. Just like you said, don't put yourself in the midst of people who don't appreciate it. And it's sometimes I may come off arrogant, I may come off cocky, but I know my value. That's why I don't devalue myself, put myself in the midst of people who don't value me. I'd rather be by myself. I'd rather have my 7 people over here, people who appreciate me. You know what I'm saying? Than 100 people just on here watching me for a fuck though. And I'm on here performing like I'm fucking minstrel or something like that. Nah, I'm straight. I mean, I come on here and talk about what I want to talk about, and no, all this shit ain't entertaining. I may be boring. Me and D Shut, shout out to my bro D Shut, man. I love that dude, man. We joke all the time, I put people to sleep, and I'm okay with that because I'm helping people get rest. Okay, that's how me and D Shut fuck around, but I know my value, not just on this internet. I know my value in real life. So I'm not gonna devalue myself, putting myself in the midst, and it may come off arrogant. I know, like shit. If you don't appreciate me, why would I be around you? That's just how I feel. I'm like that in real life, bro. And people always, oh, he arrogant or he think highly of himself. I built myself like this, man. So hell yeah, I think highly of myself. Like that shit ain't shameful to me. You know, they say pride is the fall of man. I think that's the most bullshit. And if we gonna go through the Hebrew understanding of pride too one day. We gonna do that. I think I did that already.
You
Did I do
did.
that? I
Yes.
was about to say now, so you get
We
a different understanding because a lot of times we try to use our comprehension to interpret what the ancestors or the ancients wrote, and it's a different meaning. So pride back then didn't mean pride like we understand it now.
yeah, it was more being boastful, but that was
Yeah.
just the eloquence of trying to. It was them trying to use different words. It's like how you are the word, but you speak different words. And then you talking too much because I don't know what that word just meant. Oh, it meant that word. Okay, cool. Right? It's just like when you used to say, and that shit used to kill me. You like, yo, I'm not lowering myself for nobody, and I'm like this guy. But now I understand why you won't do it. Right? You won't do it because not that you won't be able to pick yourself up. It's just the fact that if you stay there too long, it's going to trigger you to become that version of yourself that you don't want to be. You
Mhm.
understand? So I'd rather somebody else. But if you got a group around you, if you got a bunch of people around you that's going to pick it up, and yeah, I think you should check this person out, or I think you should check that person out. That's a different thing. But when you got to do the work, sometimes you got to step in shit just to see if if it's clean,
It
if
make,
it's cleanable.
it make good
You know what I
fertilizer.
mean? Right, right. It'll make your ground. It will make your soil more fertile, but you got to know
Hmm.
what you're stepping into. But a lot of the
Hmm.
time, it's a facade, right? It's that mirage. You in the desert, yo. That water. I'm coming, water. You grab it as sand. Grab it as meaningless. There's a lot of people like that, but when you have that kind heart, you feel like every mirage is a real image, and that's where you got to catch yourself because even when you it's crazy because even when you have discernment, sometimes the the emotional part can damage your discernment, right? Like I know this person's good. I see it in them. I feel like, oh, there you go. You felt like you can do something more than what you're supposed to do. You done ruined your discernment. Because now you reading through feelings instead of the clarity of understanding. A lot of us have that problem. And while we do have, well, I'm not going, it is a problem because people will manipulate it and use it to their advantage. And then while you're sitting there, you're not drowning, but you're flailing. And once you start flailing, you start going down instead of up.
You know, bro. Um, like yeah, I always say I'm not lowering myself to meet nobody. I'm not meeting people where they're at. They got to come up here where I'm. That's just how I feel. It's because it's like when you lower yourself, how you gonna elevate someone else if you're in the same spot? You know, I just feel like in my progression of life, I'm gonna continue going up because I got people above me that I'm striving to be like. I'm reaching for. You know, like man, I got some cool ass people in my family. My uncles. I mean, even my homeboy who died, like he was like the most gangsters, humblest person I ever knew. He'd give you the shirt off your back, or he'd snatch your shirt off your back. You know, it was. That's why I got the concept of I'm only what people allow me to be. That's how I can interact with people. But for me, you know, like I said, I changed. You know, I was one of them unscrupulous beings on this earth walking around doing unscrupulous shit. But I learned from my mistakes. And since I changed, I know other people. So I always give people benefit of the doubt. And I understand, you know, people are only where they at because of what they do. You're only where you at in life because of decisions you make, choices you make, things you did. So, you know, people sometimes it take people a short time to learn from their mistakes. Sometimes it take a long time. Sometimes people don't. But That's not for me to determine. Like when I'm interacting with people, I just look at the I mean, I hear everything people say, but it's what people do. It's the consistency of the actions people make, the consistencies of the choices they make. That's what determines the outcome of life, man. So I look at people decision making, I look at people action, um, and that I determine if they right for me or if they not. And if they not, I don't bother them, bro. No, I don't bother people.
Hmm.
No,
It's
I ain't
just like
do
when you point things out. You know what I mean? That's why I don't like even pointing things out, right? Because I'm pointing something out. That's leaving room for them to look at me because I got three fingers pointing back at myself. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta be
Mhm.
on point just to point. You see what I'm saying?
Well,
It's just like when people say you know accountability. I'm telling people if you responsible, you don't need to be accountable for nothing because it's your responsibilities that's gonna make you do what you need to do. If you're responsible, you don't have to hold yourself accountable. You're responsible. I am responsible for my kid. So if my kid is acting crazy, I'm a hey, I that's when accountability that damn you ain't doing your job. But once it's done, it's not accountability. It's you being responsible, right? It's just ways that people they view things and observe things. It's just different. And then when you like you said when you trying to improve yourself, it's not a knock on you to improve yourself, right? Because you trying to make your weakest link is no longer your weakest link. It's a strong point. You're trying to find the weak links to become strong, so that way you can help elevate somebody. You ain't gotta meet them where they at. I'm gonna throw you a lifeline. I'm gonna pull you up if you want to be pulled up. I'm not coming down there because if we both down there, what does it mean for we both stuck now? We gonna wait for somebody else to pick us up? Nah, I throw you the
like,
lifeline. You know what I mean? It's a difference.
I'm gonna help you elevate if we're on the same level. And with the account, man, I've been trying to beat that shit in people's head, but I don't know how many different ways I can articulate it. But you're right, bro. The more responsible you are, the less accountable you have to be. One is before the action, one is after the action. So if a person cannot be accountable for things, that's because they ain't responsible. So even in that aspect, it's sad that you got to talk to grown ass people about accountability and responsibility. It's sad that you got to do that, but a lot of people they're not responsible, so they don't know how to be accountable. That's just what it is, man. And I don't fault people for that. I just don't fuck with people like that. You know, you gotta have standards, man. The weaker your standards are, the weaker your boundaries will be that you set for yourself, man. I learned that too. The weaker your standards are, the weaker your boundaries will be. You might not even have no fucking boundaries. And if you don't have that, then shit happens. You know, I think about how to prevent things. I'm just being real, bro. Think about how to prevent things more than how to go through things. I'm in that stage of life. Like I'm just in preventative, like healthcare. We prevent diseases, not wait for the disease to happen so I can heal it. That's how it's supposed to be anyway. Eating healthy, exercising, that's preventative care. You know, you got to do that mentally and spiritually too. You got to do preventative care, and that
Mhm.
might be just not interacting with certain type of fucking people. If you see somebody do something to one person, it's only just wait till it's your turn. That's how it is. If you see them consistently do
Mm.
something, then that's just who they are and how they are. Eventually, it's gonna be your turn. That's just it. I mean,
You
motherfuckers
know
was
we
like,
go.
"They did this to me. Why you can't believe they did that to you when you see them do it to 10 other people? Like, what the fuck? Like, come on now, people. Let's not.
What's
Let's be real.
what's wrong with your observing self? How you don't
Yeah,
see the consistency in that? Like that's crazy. If you see somebody that's gonna keep playing with fire, I'm not around you. I can't be around you. You might have arsonist tendencies. I can't deal with that. I need to stay in a cool place. If you like that heat, I ain't in the kitchen. I ain't. I'm not doing that. And that's the thing. Like you really gotta know what you looking at, what you looking for. But a lot of like I think I told writers this. I said a lot of it is the preferences that people have. What is your preference? If you prefer peace, you find it. If you need it, you're gonna find it. If you want it, you may play around with it. But when you need that thing, you're gonna do whatever the hell you need to do to get it. You need to breathe, you're gonna
Real quick,
find an
brother.
oxygen tank if you can't do it on your own. Go ahead.
My bad. I just want to say, if anybody want to hit the link, just put it in the chat or in the back chat. I'm just saying that 'cause I'm stepping out and that thing don't beep in my ear all the time. All right, go ahead, bro. My bad.
Oh,
I just wanted to say that.
no, I'm just saying, it you gotta you really gotta understand like what is it that you need. If you know you need a thing, you're gonna go out there and get it. That's why when you need it, you seek it, you're gonna find it. Right? If you want it, it's you're not really gonna find it because it's just a want. Right? I know people feel like wants and needs are the same. With we all understand if we feel like we need it, right? Even if you turn that want into a need, if you need it, you're gonna go get it. An addict is if an addict needs something, they're gonna do whatever they need to do to get it. Right? If you need peace, you're gonna go wherever you need to go to find that peace. Oh, I need a break. Okay, you're gonna find a way to, you're gonna find a way to get that break. I can't parents, y'all know what I'm talking about. I can't wait for these kids to go to sleep. I ain't got to hear them. I ain't got they did some work today. Go to bed.
Ah,
Y'all know what
shit.
I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking. And that's
Like,
what I'm saying. Your patience
my
is a
kids be
virtue,
woke.
but when you need it, you're gonna strive to get it.
When my kids be woke, I be like, them little devils. When they be asleep, I be like, them little angels. Oh shit, I know that shit, bro. They got little ass to sleep. Damn, been bouncing around the house all day. Yeah, but that's fact, bro. Like, um, I ain't gonna get into the need and want thing, but you definitely have to. You just have to. Like, I think even like you said, what's your preference? I think preference should be determined by standards, man. I mean, that might be a way to create better preferences is to actually have standards, man. And to do that, you have to understand your own value. And sometimes you might have to agree. Sometimes people value themselves too much, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Shit. I'm just being real. Motherfuckers be pricing themselves out at $1,000 and barely worth a penny. Like shit, bro. Your character is shit. I don't want to get into that. I'm just saying, like, but even if you have to increase your value, just becoming a better version or a better person. I don't think about the statuses when I think of value. I don't think about education, wisdom. I don't think about material things. I think about a person's character. That's what's valuable to me. Everybody have their own preferences, but mine is that. So that's how I look at people. I don't care where you come from. I don't care what you got. How are you as a person? I'm not saying that's how everyone's standards should be. I'm just giving you an example of what it is for me. So maybe sometime, I mean, you can look back and be like, damn, maybe I can tweak this a little bit and get a better result out of life, man. Because without standards and boundaries, man, I just feel that's why people fall into the bullshit they do. And look, life might become a little boring until you start putting the right people around you, and then you'll see how much fun life is. Because I enjoy fucking life. Man, I got some great people around me now. I cut a lot of fat off the meat, because it wasn't good for me, and now I got prime steak when I deal with people. I got the creme of the creme. I got some
Mhm.
people I can trust. I can be myself around. I can be vulnerable as we was talking before. I can do all that. I had to learn, and then too, like I said, because I want to help people. I want to be a good person. I want to be an example. So I'm gonna have to interact with a lot of people. I had to learn how to interact with different people, bro. You don't interact with everybody the same. You know, you may give somebody 10% of you. You might give somebody 5% of you. You may give somebody else 50 or 100% of you. It's just what they earn. Let people earn shit and be willing to earn shit from other people. That's life, man. That's how it's supposed to be,
Absolutely.
in my opinion. I don't mind earning people trust. People tell me stuff. I don't go around. Even man, I done people that told me stuff. I didn't agree with it, but I don't go around telling other people what the fuck this. That's just not who I am. I don't do that shit. That shit to me, like man, that's how shit start. And I ain't trying to be in no shit. So if somebody say something to me, they say something to me, and I leave it there. But everybody ain't like that. And so when I talk to people, I understand everybody ain't like that. And until a person shows or until I can see that a person is like that, I talk to everybody different. You,
Yep.
you have to learn how to interact with people and you can't interact with everybody the same way. You just can't do that, bro.
No, you can't. And that's what we trying to build over here, right? We trying to make sure that, if I don't know if people on this, I don't know if people gonna catch this, right? In order for you to confide in somebody, you have to be confident in them, right? So when that is occurring, you got to have the utmost. Oh, I don't want to say this. You got to have the utmost respect for that individual and say, you know what, I can confide in him. That's what we try to do over here. We have these conversations all the time. Sometimes it may be repetitive. Sometimes it may, like you said, it may be dull. But the fact of the matter is, we trying to make everybody feel welcome and comfortable to have whatever's on your mind. You can sit down and have that conversation. We'll do what we can to let you get it off your chest. If we have any advice, that's one thing. But we always want you to feel comfortable enough to say, you know what, I just think you guys are gonna understand what I'm saying and have that conversation. Even on a sports chat, we could talk about sports all day long. But if somebody comes over there, like, yo, I just need to have a conversation. All right, sports is off. We're gonna put sports into real life right now. What's the problem? All right, yeah, well, this, and this, and we'll have that conversation, right? And it's not just for men; it's for anybody. You know what I mean? And that's the thing that we're trying to build. But in order for you to have confidence in somebody, you must you have to be able to confide in them in the first place. So, like I said, you can't do one without the other.
Ray G, what up? Hey, real quick, did you catch the end of the show yesterday, Gary, when Blonde came up talking and he was talking about how he met somebody on here and they used to talk through StreamYard, but it was like a old stream, but the guy was recording all the conversations they had and then using them as content. That's what I'm saying, bro.
Okay.
Like, like that
Oh
shit crazy
wow.
as hell. Bro, that shit crazy. And I'm like, bro, you can't fuck with everybody like that, man. There's some people like my
I'm trying
profession,
to
I'm a
figure out how
life
you
coach.
do that.
Oh, that's
How you
easy,
do
bro.
that?
They do screen record. Or you can record. You can
Oh,
you can
stream
studio
record. Okay, okay. Yeah, 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 yeah,
you can
yeah, yeah,
either
yeah, yeah.
screen record or you can studio record. You can do uploads in StreamYard. You don't have to StreamYard ain't just for live. You can record a video
Right.
and then put it as a premiere. So I don't know which technique he used, but dude, Blonde definitely said he did that. And I'm like, it's big bro. Everybody like we come on this app and we use our perception how we are and we look at other people like, oh, they must be like this. Nah, bro, everybody different, man. You better know who you're dealing with. Rachel, what up, sis? You still on panel?
Blessings,
I step
blessings,
back.
blessings, 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 blessings. She up here.
Oh, my bad. Chill, chill, chill. I had the munchies, man. I was in that John. I was listen, Miss Chicago had me entangled up there in the Matrix. I was on here like, oh shit. And I'm just smoking and smoking. I didn't take a break. I didn't munch on nothing. So when we ended the live to come over here, I was like, fuck, I got the munchies. How am I going? Yeah,
Miss
she
Chicago,
spent
what
some
up,
time.
though? Bronze, what up, though? My bad. I ain't see you. I seen
Oh,
Commander
I'm
come
on
in.
the chat. I didn't even know that.
Bronze in Miss Chicago in the building. What up? Hey, I
I know
appreciate y'all.
Atmosphere is in there. I just saw him.
That's my guy.
That's my chef.
Okay, I think Atmosphere is everybody
That's
guy. Atmosphere one of the cool ass dudes, man. He just got
yeah,
that
that's the chef.
aura, bro. That's my guy, man.
Yeah, it's
Shout out to
crazy.
Atmosphere.
Yeah. Which I was just talking about kind of go hand in hand with my life and what me and the Chicago was talking about. That shit crazy.
Hey, man, that's how the universe works, bro. Everything is divinely connected, man. Everything associated. You just gotta put the right pieces next to each other, connect it.
And I
That's
know
it.
Word didn't hear nothing because he got to catch the replay. He came at the end. We was already ending
Yeah, I
everything.
came at when I was sitting there rubbing feet, and I wasn't even listening. I wasn't even on YouTube. I was talking to my wife, and then when I came out, I was like, "Damn, let me make the show." And then I'm like, "Man, I better get on early." And I hit live, and then I went to go share it, and then I seen. I'm like, "Damn, I didn't even know Rachel was live." And I'm like, "Oh, Miss Chicago on there." So as I was typing, I was getting my show ready as I was typing in your chat.
Yeah. I got to pay for my YouTube stream. I know until I don't pay it, they're not going to push out my lives. They say you have, I was it, I think you have overused the free data or some shit like that. Well, kick me out then. I ain't paying it right now. It's not my priority. What the fuck? You let me
It
use it
is a
for free. As
discount
long
right
as you
now.
give it to me for free, I'm going to use it for free. I still can get 6 people on the
Yeah.
live with me. You see my point? That's your fault. Shit. Not mine's. Wrong with StreamYard. They tripping. But then they want to sit here and hold your
Yeah, but
lives. So I peep that shit. When you pay it, they push your lives out fast. When you don't pay it, they want to hold your lives back. It's some assholes. It's all right though. I'm
I
like
don't care.
Tasha K. I ain't
Just
got it. So you ain't got it till I got it.
push
All
it
right.
out there. Oh, not Tasha K. Tasha K ain't never gonna have it. She said she gonna IO you forever.
Forever. I'm broken
But
cheap
that's
right
why I
now.
say when you. But that's why I say when you have these type of people around you, like Miss Chicago, right? You when they say something is potent, is on
Yeah.
point because it takes I'm not saying she's shy, but it takes a lot for her to I'm gonna come up here and say what I need to say, and I'm gonna get up out of here real quick. And that's the
Hmm.
thing that that's the thing that makes her valuable. I tell her this all the time. I don't know if she think I'm blowing smoke, but I've been telling her this for over a year now. Like anytime you speak, you welcome because
Yep.
when you say something, it's on point, and somebody's going to receive what you're saying. You know what I
That's a
mean? I don't care if it's just one person because I understand one person, one could win 1,000. So that one
hmm
that one could translate what you said and push it out to where they could win 10. And that 10 could win 100. I don't care. I don't care who gets I don't care about it being right. It's right. I don't need to be right. You know what I mean? If the message is right, push it out. I don't care what it is. Like I pushed out, who was that? I pushed Nefertiti out. She was out there for 4 hours making sure her garden's right. Hey, I'm just telling y'all there's people out there that's trying to tell y'all how to get yourselves homegrown food and things like that. You can do it yourself. Here's the process.
yeah.
Right? When you push those people out, you're pushing them out because hey, somebody may want to do this on their own. They might want to try it. It may not be for everybody. It's for that one person that may pick it up. So that's what we do. That's what we do here. So I'm with it.
That's how it's supposed to be. And some people don't understand that. That's why, like, listen, man, I know that my lives ain't for everybody. It's for whoever receives it at the end of the day. I ain't worried about if anybody likes me on this job. I'm going to still be who I am. I'm not going to change at the end of the day. Not to please nobody on it. And I don't know that. Trust me. And I know I've gotten people mad because of my words. But at the end of the day, if I don't pay them no mind, guess what? I don't got no problems. I tell people they
And
you
see,
break your fucking head alone, not with me. You think I'm the cause? I'm sorry, boo boo. I ain't beefing with you, but if you want to live, you want me to live rent free in your head, be my guest. I be telling people
and,
that
and,
shit like,
and
what's up with you? That's word. I'm
that's
so sorry.
that, but no, that's what I appreciate about people is them just being authentic,
Yeah,
versus some you can man, I've been I don't know, bro. I've been just observing for a long time, and I can tell when people acting and when people just being themselves. And
facts.
even if improvements can occur, that's more. I appreciate that more of a person who's being themselves but looking to improve than a person just acting or being what they think the crowd wants them to be.
That's a
Those
fact.
them the sheep, bro. I can't deal with sheep, man. I can't do it. That's why, like, when I got people around me, my intent is not to create followers, but to create more
Facts.
leaders.
Thank
You
you.
know, I can't be around. I can't be in the midst of followers, bro. I
Yeah,
can't
that's why
do
I
it.
do what I do at the end of the day. Like, I don't care who gets mad. Do I like getting entertained like the average people? We all do, right? But, like, listen, a lot of us on this platform, like Miss Chicago was saying that, like our platform should be noticed. But I was like, like I said earlier, I said what me and work care about is who gets the message, right? And as long as that person receives the message, that's what matters at the end of the day. Because somebody probably needed to hear what we're saying or what somebody hopped on this panel to say. That's why we
I,
opened it
I,
up. We're not here to judge or bash. We're here either to bring the solutions or talk about it. We can't talk about it. There's no need to talk about it.
I've been a hustler my whole life, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you, right? I hustle my whole life, and I know one thing: product sales. You know, you can have a good salesman, but that shit only gonna work for so long. You know, if they got
Yep.
a mouth and the product ain't good, that shit only gonna sell for so long. But if the product good, you can have somebody with a weak mouth and they can work on their skills and sell the product, but the product will sell itself. So
Yep.
I just focus on making a better product. You know, I got the foundation of what I want to do. I just got to find a better way to articulate myself. You know, add more to the show, but I ain't changing or doing no buffoonery type shit just to draw a crowd. You got me fucked up. I don't even want people around me like that. Because when a group of people come around, it be some sheep in the midst of the wolves. And the sheep
Facts.
trying to blend in with the wolves. I want wolves around me. I don't want the sheep. I want people hungry, ready to eat.
I'm
It's
dead.
just the fact. It's just the fact that so many people don't even understand. A lot of people work too hard to be fake. You know what I mean? I'm not doing what the hell. I work on myself too much. Why? If y'all think it's fake, it's because y'all don't want to believe it's real. I am
Facts.
who I am.
Shit.
You understand? My consistency speaks for itself. You know, and like I said, it's always that one that wants you to fall on your face. I knew that motherfucker was fake. I knew that
Hmm?
heifer was no good. Like, nah, y'all can have that because nobody's perfect. My consistency,
Facts.
I'm gonna be myself 90% of the time. We might joke around and play. We might get into a conversation or debate. You might hear voices elevate, whatever. But that's not who that person is. The consistency, the 90% is who that person is, not the 10%. We have to find ways to stop making the minority the majority. Don't make that 10% the 90% because the 90% is the majority. We should be focused on the 90% and not the 10%.
Facts.
I think you know what? I think everybody got good in it. They just don't know how to let it out. I think people are more afraid to be good than um, they're just afraid. You know, most people don't want to be taken advantage of. Most people don't want to be used. You know, so they put on this facade that they have to be hard. Or, and I do the opposite, bro. I be trying to. You know how hard it is for me to be approachable, bro. It's just like my natural aura, the way I look, the way I walk, the way I talk. People be afraid to just approach me, bro. And I try to make myself approachable. But it's people out here who doing the opposite, bro. And it's like that shit, I don't know, man. I just think if you put yourself in the right environments around the right people, you'd be all right, man. And that's what that Bible verse is saying, man. Don't give what's holy to a dog, man. Don't give yourself to a dog. You are the temple, bro. Don't give yourself to no dogs, man. If people ain't taking care of themselves, they can't take care of you. They won't. Whatever you give people, it becomes theirs. That you can't fault the people for who they are. You just can't.
Yeah.
You can't fault people for who they are. Fault yourself for dealing with that.
There you
That's
go.
accountability. The more you do that, the better decisions you make. You stop fucking making choices and you start making decisions. You know, be an
That's a fact.
executive in your life. Make them executive decisions. Okay, I value myself, so I'm not gonna cast myself amongst the swine because I can't get mad if they shit on me. I can't get mad if they put slop on me. I put myself there. I had to realize this shit, bro. And it's hard because you want to be humble, you want to be this. Yeah, man, you gotta learn when to turn that shit on, turn that shit off. Sometimes it is you need to embrace confidence, not arrogance. By definition, arrogant is over exaggerating an ability, meaning you can't do the shit for real. You just acting like you can, but that's really not you. That's arrogant. Confidence is knowing your ability. Look, I know I'm a bad motherfucker, so I'm gonna walk like it. I'm gonna talk like it. I'm gonna be that. That's confidence. They ain't got shit to do with arrogance. People misinterpret it. That's their fucking fault. Ain't got shit to do with you.
See what my baby daddy said down there? Word.
Hold on. I'm on my here. Your chat or mine.
I hear my chat, but you can see it in your
I'm
in
out.
your
I'm out. I'm outside. Read it
oh
for
you
me. Give it to
outside.
me. If
He
you don't
He
said,
said,
mind.
always
always
trust people
trust
to be who
people.
they are.
Facts.
Here we go. And leave it at that, bro. Mic drop, bro. Mic drop, big bro. I don't know if you're older than me, but
Yeah.
mic drop.
He hear you.
You trust them for who they are, bro.
That's some real
Mhm.
shit. I mean, people come on this app just to seek attention and glory on some real shit. That when you speak your mind, they want you to keep going with the back and forth. Like it's in real life. When Word told me that one day, he said, "Ray, you gotta treat YouTube like you treat the streets." I looked at him like,
Yeah,
"What?"
man.
I really like he could Word. How was I? Didn't I read? Like I was looking at. I mean, well, I didn't show my face on the screen, but by my reaction, everybody was could tell what the fuck my face looked like. Like, wait, what? It's two different worlds. No, it's not. No, it's not.
Mm,
Because the same way we got the
this shit
crazies
just
out
like the
here,
street.
the fakes. You see, we got the crazies, the fakes. We got the normal people. We got the helping people, right? The listen, it's the same thing here on this social media. They're on here. You just don't know who the fuck they are.
Mm-hmm. Listen, you got the hustlers
Oh
on
no,
here. They gonna
I
hustle
know who
your
they
ass.
are.
Yeah,
You got the dealers on here. They're gonna be
Hmm.
dealing you that bullshit. Man, this shit is just like the street, man. Walk appropriately. That's all you gotta do. Act duly. That's all you gotta do, man. Just act duly.
And anybody that said this is two different lives, that's a red flag for me because that's a lie. Because if I am who I am here and and off this thing, I know a lot of y'all is the same person. So y'all can act like y'all don't. When y'all act like y'all don't care, y'all don't care. When y'all want to that doxing or whatever the hell that shit is, that's what y'all do. Y'all some sneaky, snoopy snake in the
yo,
grass
you
And
know
I
type
what I
people.
man,
seen
Y'all y'all
earlier?
motherfucker.
y'all
You
gonna
won't
still
believe.
kill.
Listen, I got on this joint earlier, right? And I don't know who I was watching, but I was scrolling, right? And there's a post popped up. And it was somebody within my own freaking neighborhood was getting doxxed from somebody on YouTube from a whole nother city. I'm sitting here, oh shit, this shit is crazy. I was like, yo, I had to talk to my baby about it. He's like, yo, that's why I'm glad you stay out of the beef. I was like, I stay out of the beef, but I do, I speak my mind. I say what I gotta say, especially with people. He's like, but you don't keep going and keep going. I'm not supposed to.
Man, think about this, man. Just think about what's actually happened. For somebody to spend or invest that much time and attention to somebody else, they're taking it away from themselves.
That shit was
That's
crazy.
what's actually fucking happening. That's why I don't have time. That's why I don't even like coming on here talking about everything I talk about. It's rare that I come on here and talk about somebody else. And if I do, I'm talking about the behavior. I don't give a fuck about the person. I'm talking about the action because we all may experience something similar. So let's break this down, get some information so we know how to navigate through it. I would do that. But the person, I don't give a fuck about the person. I don't really give a fuck about people like that. I'm too focused on me. It's too much shit going on with me to be focused. I ain't about to be looking up nobody. I don't give a fuck when your birthday is, where you live, none of that bullshit. I'm not coming to see you. I got fucking kids to take care of. I got
That's
a wife to attend to. The fuck I
facts.
need to come find your address. Them motherfuckers ain't got shit in life to do. And people take it personally. So fucking what? It's the truth. It is what it is. You
That shit.
motherfuckers are lame doing that shit. That shit is fucking lame to me, man. Well, I'm 41 years old. Maybe it's some kids doing it and they ain't mature yet. But I ain't got that much fucking time for nobody else. I got real shit going on in my life.
That's
For
some
me to
real
be
talk.
investing time out my day, 24 hours, and putting that time into somebody else, what they doing, what they did last year, what they did last summer. I know what you did last summer looking at. I'm
I'm so
straight, bro.
dead.
I'm
Man, that should
straight,
be
bro.
crazy though.
That's how
That's
that shit
how.
be. Right,
And
man.
you
This
know
shit.
what's funny? What's funny is that people still don't see that. No matter how we say it, how many times we say it, right? Even after these two YouTubers, this couple got unalived in Las Vegas, I'm still seeing people do
Yeah,
the same shit here on social media. I'm like, y'all not gonna listen. Like on some real shit. That's why I focus more on what I'm focusing more. Fuck y'all. Y'all don't want to listen. Y'all focus isn't my focus. I care about the ones that want to move on and let go.
yeah. I mean,
Real
even like
shit.
you do your shit, like when you report your shit, I like your style. We got different styles. Like I said, I talk about the behavior, but you like to talk about the actions. Look, this shit going on, what you think about it? Can we move this way? Can we move that way? That's what you do. You don't be like, oh my god, hey Michelle, I'm taking her side. You don't do all that shit. You just break shit down, man. That's what I don't
K
know.
Michelle got me mad when she cried. Gary was in the chat pissed off. I was like, I don't know what the fuck to say, K Michelle. Like, I like you, but damn, bitch, now you snooze. I see why they calling you a feminist. I'm not a feminist, so I can't agree with you.
Like, look, man, this is what people gonna do. People gonna come online and personify their experiences in life. That's what we all do, in a way.
Real shit.
Some people experiences just fucked up and they don't know they don't know how to correct their shit, so they try to justify their shit. Like people be coming on here, like how you like the shit I'm hearing. I'm hearing people like I don't know, bro. This society, I ain't part of it. I'm in my own little. I created my own. I'm in a non-society. That's what I'm in. All the other shit, I'm straight. I ain't claiming none of that shit. Y'all can have all that shit. I ain't no religion. I ain't no race. I ain't no heritage. I ain't none of that shit. I'm my own shit. That's what I determined. Cause all y'all shit fucked up. That shit is fucked up, man.
Real
I'm
shit.
listening to these people. You just like Cam Newell. I take care of my kids. They don't have. Look, man. We know how the implications of that shit is fucked up. So if we fucked up, let's help other people do it right. Anything I fucked up in life, okay, I did it. I can't take it back, but I can inform other people how not to do this bullshit. That's
Yeah.
paying it forward. That's making or creating a better society. Teach these young people from the mistakes you made so they can make better decisions, better choices.
People don't
Teach them
understand
shit,
that.
but you got to correct your shit first. You can't justify your bad. I don't do that shit. I don't justify bad behavior. Bad behavior is bad behavior. That shit need to be corrected. Yeah, okay, so if you're wrong, you're wrong. Okay, fix it. And you'll be right next time. Just be right next time. It's okay to be wrong this time. Just be right next time. That should be the goal. Okay, it's okay. Don't feel bad for being wrong. Nah, that's how you learn. You ain't got to guilt trip. You ain't got to hide that shit. No, you fucked up in life. You fucked up in life. I did some unscrupulous shit. Oh fucking well. Guess what? I ain't doing it no more. I moved on from the shit I learned. And I'm telling these young people, don't go out here and do this shit. You wasting time. You could be doing this. You know how further in life I could have been if I did this instead of that. If I was doing this early, that's what we should be doing. But we can't do that if we justify, oh, yeah, I pay child support. I take care of my kids. Why don't you tell these, look, sit your ass down, stop poking everything, find the right girl, and then you release the seed and you take care of all the motherfuckers. That's what you do. Tell them shit like that.
But
Make a
it's
lot
not
of
even
money,
it's
pay
not
a lot of
always
child support.
financial either. But that's what I'm saying. A lot of it, y'all keep thinking about the financial shit. Okay, so now here's the funny part. You just do the financial part. So let's say you got a son. So now your son don't know how to earn. He don't know how to earn because your ass ain't involved with the situation. You just keep giving and giving and giving. How you gonna learn how to earn if you just keep giving it to him? That don't make no damn sense. What are you teaching them? It's value in teaching. Yes, men, we are teachers too. We may not be teachers like women, but we teach. We gotta teach a boy how to become a man. As much as women want to believe they can teach that, I'm not going to say that they can't do it. I'm just saying a lot of them won't be able to do it because they've never been in those shoes before. Just because you independent doesn't make you a man. It just have you in a state of mind. You ain't gonna know what to do. That woman ain't gonna teach you what to do when that man woke up on you. Your first reaction, you gonna punch him in the face. Ain't no woman. Oh no, don't do that. Talk it out. Nah, no, ma'am. Mm-mm. Man, walk up on me. You a little too close, homeboy.
They have to
I don't
address
care.
and
I don't care
say,
what that is. Yeah, come on, man. Yeah,
But
it's
this,
the time that you got to put in with that man, with that child.
and check this out. Speak easy. What up, though? That's you speaking the chat. What up, though? Oh, in the back. Hold on, I'm coming up. I'm like, yeah,
Oh
my bad. I
shit.
just came back in the house. My bad, bro. I just came back in the house. I was outside.
No worries, man. How you doing?
Well, chilling,
What's going
chilling.
on?
But let me say this real quick, and you got the flow. But when you were saying men are teachers, bro, what is the foundation of teaching? The structure and the
You said what's
discipline.
the
Without that,
Yeah,
the
I was about to
structure
say
and the
you got to.
discipline, that's the foundation of
Mm-hmm.
teaching. Without that, the lesson gonna be missed, bro. So definitely, men are teachers, man. We some of the best. They say a man teach a woman teach a nation, but you got to teach that woman for her to be able to teach that nation. And the reason she teaching everybody because we ain't got time. We doing other shit.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I agree with that.
so men are definitely teachers, bro. But my bad, I just wanted to add that. But go ahead,
No, you
speak. You
good.
got the
No, no.
floor.
I was just listening in. A lot of good advice and insights here. I'd agree with basically everything you just said. About especially when it comes to like that. This is something I speak about all the time on like the one of the like main factors that like affect the youth and like the next generations that are growing up is the fact that it's more and more kids are growing up in single mother homes, right? And like moms can be the best moms in the world. This isn't saying that like all these single moms are bad moms and like that. That's what people think. I think they hear when you say this, but it's to speak on that kids need fathers in their lives. It's a crucial role for a child's life, right? And like, this is the problem with nowadays where they've taught, especially feminism, how it's taught women like you don't need a man, you're a boss babe, independent girl, all this bullshit, like it's actually a detriment to society to teach people that like yeah you should just throw away everything for yourself, even the detriment of your children. Fuck that too, just think about yourself, and it's goofy.
That shit goofy as hell. And like I mentor, young men, right? So when I do get single moms, and I had single moms ask me like, how do I feel about them raising their kid alone? I said, I ain't got no problem with it. But what you have to do, what you need to do, is put them around strong men so they can still get that structure and discipline. But with the courses that I run with them and putting them in, if you don't have those people in your family, you can put them in football, put them in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, put them around other men, like strong men who can guide them and direct them and give them that structure because that shit translates into other aspects of their life. If you have structure at home, usually that shit translates into school. But you might not have it at home, but they can build it somewhere else and it can translate to the home, especially if they got that male on their ass, like you better listen to your mama. She called me again because she fucked you up in fracture. How that shit work, man? It's women who call me like, hey, can you talk to my son? I be like, yeah, straighten them up. So it can be done. You just gotta do it the right way.
Yeah,
And
no,
it's
it's
still
not it's not to say that
incorporating the
it can't
man.
be done. It's just again it's a lot harder, right?
Yeah.
And this is why
And
I think it's important for like people to probably like make these choices extremely wisely, right? Like this is why I always
mhm.
say like people shouldn't be fucking around until they're married, right? Like this is just it makes more sense. Like you don't fuck, you don't have kids until you're married. You don't fuck up kids' lives, right?
Yeah, I agree with that. I
What you
definitely agree
doing?
with
And like
that.
when
That's
you
why I was
do it
saying,
out of wedlock, it comes with all these hurdles. Trust me, I know from experience. It comes with a bunch of hurdles that you have to fill in. Like it's not going to be easy at all for anyone in that situation. So like it's not optimal for this, right?
Yeah, it's never gonna be easy.
I'm
That's
good.
why I tell people all the time when you start dealing with people, you gotta have your preference, right? Because your preference should be from the inside out. Well, I need a woman that's going to be loving, caring, attentive, this, that, and the third. Of course she got to be pretty, but after that, everything else supposed to be internal. But we look from the outside in, and then okay, well, she got to have this type of body and all like that. That don't mean nothing because when she gets older and is sagging, what's left? Are we dating with intention, or are we just dating to have sex? That's the
Right.
problem. Everybody dating to just hit something. All right,
That's what it exactly
hit
what it is.
the wedding room.
Nobody waits anymore, right? Like people used to wait, right? That doesn't happen anymore. Like this is why it would make sense. Like if people dated with the intention for an actual commitment and not just to have someone to fuck, right? They would wait, at least a year's time and get to know the person and then build an actual relationship to move forward and fuck when they want to make a family, right? Like that part's last, right? Like people start with that though. That's the problem.
I blame that on sexual maturity. People just going around humping and pumping because they ain't got nothing else to do. They think that's just what it is. Like, bro. I mean, I get into the metaphysical sex. I look at it more as an interview thing between two people, and there's a benefits to that, you know. So I ain't about to just go around humping and pumping on anything. It took me a while to mature to that level, though. It took me, time and experience. But when I did, that's why I tell people, like I was saying, I'm trying to help people benefit from the mistakes I made by not falling into the same cycle. So if I did something wrong, I'm just telling you how to do it right now. And like what you said, I mean, I know it ain't easy, but it's a better way to do something. Whoever popped up in the back, give me 1 second to just put my daughter back in the place. It's just a better way to do it. Like, Gary said intent is a more intentful way um to, have sexual intercourse and create a family.
100%. Yeah, that's I was this is one of the reasons I do the all the debating and everything that I do because I do, but but that is that is why I do all that because I've come to a realization that like I I I alone don't have the physical force to make change in society. I alone can't um fight the physical force that is holding society together, right? And I alone can't just like make the change and it does something. What I have to do is not only make the change, but I have to inspire the culture on top of that to make the change. That's the only weapon we have against the wrong of society we live in, right? That's the only like true weapon we have is our voices and our reasoning and logic and showing people what's truly wrong because like a lot of people have this idea that like it's all perspective, there's no objective truth, but like I am of the understanding there's an objective truth for everything, right? So like this is what I want to convey to people, and one of those things is family. This is one of the things we put last too, right? Like if you think of everything that's promoted nowadays, it's all about like just pleasure and stuff, like material stuff, right? Like that gets put ahead of family now. Nobody says like, "Oh, go and build a family." Everyone says, "Yeah, go get that cool car and go get that great job and go get that." Like nobody puts family first anymore, and this is a problem.
Father, what up, though? Mute. Yeah, I think you'll mute. But Steve, check this out. When people think about what success is, um, I'm at that level, you know, and it's perception because it's mine. But success for me was having a family because I didn't grow up in a, you know, I grew up with a mom and a stepdad, you know, and before that, I was with my grandma for 9 years, first 9 years of my life. So I didn't have a mother, father. I didn't have the white picket fence. I got all that shit now, bro. I literally got a white picket
And
fence. So
that's the
it's like,
success.
and that's the fucking success, man. And
The
it's
family.
maintaining
That's
that
it.
success.
Yeah.
Yeah, and everything else is just enhancing that experience. You know, the money, the material, so that enhances good experience. But I don't value that stuff over the family, the experience itself.
Yep.
So it's just maintaining what I have, evolving what I have, improving what I have. Um, but
Fact.
this is what I bust my ass for, working on myself and being of value, honing the skills it take to be a husband, to be a father, to be a man. I had to hone all those skills, I had to
For
acquire
the
them and then
main
hone.
goal of the family. You see
Yeah.
what like that's what happens when we put family first. Is everything else gets
Hmm.
amped up because you realize how much you need for that. That's the thing, right? People don't realize this is like this is what and nobody's going to be sitting on their deathbed and say, "God, could I please have one more day so I could just make a couple more bucks?" Like nobody's going to do that, right? Like you would wish for another day to spend with your family. This is the thing. Nobody sits on their deathbed and thinks, "Oh, I wish I would have bought that car." No, they say, or when you go to somebody's funeral, you don't go there saying like, "Oh, I wish I would have sent him more money." No, you say, "I wish I would have seen them more." Right?
Hmm.
It's
Spend more
always
time
the
with them.
most important thing, and people like tend to only realize it when it's gone, and that's a problem. We need to have like a massive like campaign, a propaganda campaign, none more or less of promoting family first.
I think that's why I resonate with you so well too, because I'm on that same tip where I believe in family unity. I believe with that, man. I mean, you can do so much with that. I'm looking at, now that my sister's older, the way we are building and connecting with one another. And we couldn't do that if we wasn't close, right? We talking about
Right.
buying land, trying to build a compound, bro. This is some shit. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Building
Right.
family trust and shit. You know.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, I actually feel the exact same way with my sister too, because like now she's older. I'm trying to get her to, because like she's got all like she's really smart and she's got all these different skills, and I'm trying to teach her a way to like put this into a business so she doesn't have to go work for someone. She can focus on
Hmm.
having this business that basically works for her, so she can focus on having a family because she
Hmm.
values that as well.
I don't know while her trying to say something or you're trying to hear.
Wildheart, you're muted, bro.
Oh yeah, sorry, I'm on mobile. Sorry, I'm walking about. So yeah, good to see everyone though. Yeah, my internet's got out, so yeah, it's better with me. But
You
yeah, carry on.
on, you on the main streets of London?
No, I'm on the mean streets of Greater Manchester, like proper Manchester.
Manchester.
Like
They
kind of like
gangster
the
there, ain't they? They be walking around with machetes and shit, right?
well, probably a lot of them. Yeah.
No, I'm fucking with you. They'll be
As
drive by,
long
they
as
be
there's not
snatching
a
eyes.
soccer game going on, you should be okay.
Yeah, but it's like 7 o'clock in the morning. I've just been down the main high street in my little town, and there's no like cafes open or anything. Even the subway's not open. So
You're
even if the
looking for
subway,
what are you looking for?
like just a coffee or something. Do you know what I mean? My internet's gone off. I paid it, and so I'm just gonna go back to my flat and see if it's come back on. Or
Well,
not.
why
I
don't
hate
you
Android
call them and tell them to turn it the fuck on since you paid it then? I'd
because
be
the call
pissed.
centre open at like 8 o'clock. It's like another hour, so I can't even phone them.
Oh, so it's the
Yeah.
whole block?
No, I don't know why my internet's gone off, but I can't even call the company because the call centre only opens at like 8 o'clock, which is like
Oh, it's
in an
not
hour.
open yet. Okay, I got you. I was about to say,
Find
how are
it.
you on the phone right now if you can't call?
Oh no, I've got like phones, you know, like mobile and that. I don't know how it works, but yeah, the internet in my flat where I normally use it on my laptop isn't working, so yeah, but shit.
King Blackout, what up, though, my brother? Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you.
Cheers.
Wildheart,
The
you said
other, I
7
just
o'clock in the morning.
realized. Oh, sorry.
His his ass been live all fucking day. I seen you on your live. The other when did you sleep, bro? You a
Who?
vampire, man.
I had too much sleep. I've not
You
had
mean
any sleep
you mean
today.
King?
Oh, sorry, I thought you were talking to me, so.
Yeah, King's a vampire. Yeah. That's the running theme. If you participate in my chat for long enough, you become a vampire too.
Bro, I done took a nap, woke up, your ass was still live. You be live. When you go live, you get live, bro. Those cats be hyped as hell.
Yeah, I
There's
do.
gonna be
I
too
do
many people
long
in there, bro.
hours.
You start saying hi to one person, you say hi to like 40 people, bro. I got ADHD. I can't be doing all that. So I'll be listening. I'll be there, bro.
Shit. I just
Like,
realized the other guy dropped down. I wanted to ask him because my so
He in the
I
chat. His Wi-Fi acting up. He in the chat. Wi-Fi acting up.
oh okay, because I wanted to ask him because he mentioned like how like people on the internet and people in real life and like how they're same on the internet as they are in real life if they're doing fuck shit on the internet. And there was a part he brought up about like doxing and like as like although I agree with him of course that doxing is wrong, I wanted to ask him his reasoning of why doxing is wrong because like I find that like my reasoning for it leaks into a lot of other places that like people wouldn't agree with me. Like for instance, like you know those First Amendment auditors that go into like random fucking post office and whatever just to get police to come so they can record the interaction. Like I think that shit's goofy. Like I think that's the goofiest shit ever. And if it was my say, I would just make it illegal to film in government buildings because that shit's just goofy. I don't care how authoritarian it sounds. I just it's just if I just think of like the old ladies I've seen bombarded by these absolute morons calling them all types of names and like if that was my grandmother behind me I'd put hands on these dudes. So like and the reasoning I have is because I feel like it's a call for vigilante justice. And if we are going to stand for vigilante justice, then what is the point of being for the law at all? Right?
like I think people abuse their privileges, and I think that's a prime example of that shit. Like, there's no reason. You have no valid reason for recording in a government building. Fuck you doing it for? Just to get a response. Well, not even a response, a reaction, and to make content. That's all. Oh, look, they abused it. Yeah, but look at the shit you did to make them do that. That the cause and effect. That shit
Yeah.
happens, you know. So, I
Yeah.
mean, but
We
I
show
just
up,
think,
they antagonize because they want the police to be called so that they can film the interaction and then get some clicks and views on the internet, right? And it seems like it's a call to vigilante justice. Like, oh look, they're not letting us film over here. Everyone come over here and do this.
And,
It's chaos.
yeah, but
that's
what
what it
Gary
is.
was talking about earlier is different than that. Like, for example, when I was talking about somebody got doxxed earlier within my community, is I think it's messed up, right? If somebody doesn't come on here, they don't give their address. You see where I'm coming from, birth date or none of that. But just because you find out their, their name or find out something a little extra by somebody you know that knows this person, you end up and you find out all their information. Now you post that somewhere, that has never been posted. That's doxing. That's
Oh
somebody's
yeah,
personal
I
information.
agree with you. That's
And that's what
doxing.
I saw earlier. Like I'm sitting here, I'm like, yo, when is people going to learn? Like I'm looking at this post, and I'm like, you just sat here, put this woman's full name, government, you put her birthday, you put her street address, you put her
Yeah.
address, zip code, and all. Like like you're not gonna sit here and tell me that it's impossible for somebody not to find her. You put every detail of this woman's life on a post. I'm sitting here, oh, I'm like, this shit deep.
Yeah, and that's like a
But
call to vigilante justice. That's like a call to like somebody go
Mm.
do something to this person, right?
yeah, I'm like,
Like,
that
yeah,
shit is
that's
crazy.
I'm not with that shit at all. But then it leaks to other places, like these people that like are like predator catchers, and
Yeah.
a lot of the
It's
time,
a
if
lot.
they're working with the police, that's one thing. But if they're just doing it and videotaping it and exposing these people, again, it's a call to vigilante justice.
Yeah,
It's saying, look, this guy is what I said he is. Go do something about it, right? Like it's actually um, not productive. You know what I mean?
not at all. And what's crazy, I've noticed that a lot of people are just doing things like this because they're mad. They didn't like somebody's opinion or somebody's perspective or something. You see where I'm coming from? So yeah, you are right. That's kind of like a vigilante type thing. So now they mad. They want the whole world, not realizing that somebody can come and hurt this person in real life.
Well, there's even people that do it for that reasoning, right? Because they can't get to them because they're so far away or something.
I
So
just realized that. Yeah, that's why I just said that. I never thought about it like that. The way you just said it, I was always thinking about it another way. Like why would you even want to take the time to come and travel? I never thought about somebody actually doing the work for you. Yo, wait a minute.
yeah, yeah, and that's I can't stand that type of shit because it's again, if we stand for vigilante justice, then we would have to be like against all justice, or we would have to give an equal respect to other people that want to have like vigilante justice. Like say someone who goes around and like say someone went around and killed a bunch of abortion doctors. For them, they think that was justice because they were saving the babies that doctor was going to kill. So, like, are we going to accept that now because we were for vigilante justice? That's the thing, right? The
Facts.
line gets blurred. We have to do things with a process, or else we start fucking up.
Facts. Gary says, from my understanding, people weaponize people's personal information to elevate them into a position of disadvantage.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's like a scare tactic too, right? Like, oh,
And,
I know where
and
you
you
are.
get people fucked up like that though, bro. I can't imagine somebody just knocking on my door, random ass person. I got kids in the house, bro. I ain't gonna answer the door nicely.
People
Right.
live
I
their lives
don't
like
know. You
that.
talk about is this the word house? Like pop, pop right through the door, bro.
How
Fuck
Yeah,
the
you.
hell
that's
you
the
know?
thing.
I
You put
mean, I don't
that
know you.
person and all their neighbors in danger when you do that.
Hmm.
Yeah, like that. I mean, that's shit weird to me. Like I said, bro, with that shit, I just think people got too much fucking time on their hand, and if you investing that much time in somebody else, you ain't invested it in yourself. So I mean,
Right.
you fucking lying to me. I mean, like, this shit just lame, bro. I
Commander
ain't
said
got
it's
time to be
coward
doing
shit.
that nobody like that.
It is coward shit. Agreed.
And that's crazy. That's why I avoid a lot of people like that. I've noticed, listen, like Word talks about behavior all the time and about, people show who they are. My baby pops always tells me, right? When people show you who they are, believe them. You see where I'm coming from? So I've started to
Facts.
notice that a lot of people
Yeah.
have, like Word says, a repeating behavior. You see where I'm coming? Like, what makes me think that just because, they ain't do it to me yet, they're not going to do it later on in the line. So I stay away from people like that. It's not
I
that I'm
even say when
with
people
them.
tell you who they are, believe them too.
Yeah. But see, my thing is not that I have beef with them. I don't like them. I just can't stand people that are like that. It's like I'm constantly seeing your behavior, but you're sitting here denying it. It's like you're trying to get me to get on your side, but I don't agree with you. No matter how much I may like you, I don't agree with you. So it's like now they
Yeah,
mad at you. I'm like, I'm good. That's why I stay away from it. Like, Word had to break
that
this shit
should
down
be
to me one day.
weird, bro.
Word
That
saved
should
me
be
from this bitch
weird.
2 times, yo. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. 2 freaking times he set my ass down like I was a little girl. And I had no choice but to listen. And I say it like that because as a grown ass woman, I should have known better.
But like on some real shit, man, I ain't never encountered so many people online that in real life, bro. Like I'm used to being around people. We ain't gotta agree with everything. You know, we can have different opinions. And I don't mean we hate each other on the internet. Like, god damn, I don't agree with one thing, and now we enemies and shit. Like, hold on, bro, that shit weird.
That's some real
Like, you
shit.
want to beef out over opinions and shit. Like, man, that's weird, bro.
Mm-hmm. And you see, I don't be going over it. I don't talk about it. I don't go into details. But if I have to use myself as an example, like Miss Chicago says a lot, right? I don't talk about other people's stories. If I have to put an example, I'm going to use my story, my trial, what I went through, my experience, not somebody else's, mine's.
This gonna sound a little conceited, a little arrogant, but I just think I'm too interested to talk about anybody else, bro.
But people get
I
mad.
am, bro.
Like, you,
To me, shit, I don't need. I can talk about myself for a couple more years, bro. I mean, shit, I done did some interesting shit in life. I ain't even tell y'all a quarter of it yet. Wildheart, why you so damn quiet? What you over there in Manchester doing outside?
Yeah, I
he's
think
stuck with his
I'm waiting for him to, because when I first opened up my stream, he asked me for a link. So I'm wondering if he chased me over here for a certain topic that he's waiting to strike on. I'm waiting.
No, it's perfectly innocent. I've just found a cafe, so I've just got a coffee and a bacon bun. On the season.
Is that right?
Yeah. I don't have any particular topics.
So there was nothing you wanted to bring up, huh?
Not in particular, no. And I didn't follow you up.
Okay.
It's just I'm so to the word, so he was live, so yeah.
Okay, yeah. What a quinkadink.
Yeah.
That's how you say that over there in Manchester, right? Quinkadink? What a quinkadink.
Sorry, I didn't say that. This is why I hate Android. I'm on a phone. Sorry. What did you say? Sorry.
Hey,
I was saying it's a coincidence that you were in my chat asking for a link, and then when I came over here, you just happened to notice he was live too.
Yeah. No, it was less coincidence, yeah.
Crazy, bro.
Y'all tell me if I'm tripping, right? Hey, y'all tell me if I'm tripping, right? Right. Check this out. In America, you can kind of tell by the voice if a person is black or white. But in the UK, I don't be knowing what the hell they is. Black, white, they all sound the same. Like
Actually,
all sound the same, bro.
You kind of, yeah, you have a good point here, yeah, because they all share the same tone in their accent,
Yeah.
right? Where over here there's a lot different tones in voice.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, have you ever heard the Tom Segura do the black guy voice, and like he does it first, and then he looks at everyone's like, "You all know who that was. Stop lying." And then the crowd starts laughing. He's like, "You knew that was like a black man with a wife beater and a cigarette hanging out his mouth," and like everyone in the crowd just bursts out laughing because it's true what you're saying, Warren. You can actually you can hear it in someone's voice. If they're black or not, right? Or even I find same with even like Asian people who have like a really white voice, you can still hear that. There's something in there that's different. You know what I'm saying?
Like I can tell Japanese people from Asian people, not even when they speak in their native language, but it's just Japanese people speak more from the diaphragm than Chinese people. So I can always hear that or detect that where they from the tone of their voice. It's like dialect. It's like in America, it's like you can really tell. You can start telling what region people from the dialect they speak. But over there, man, all y'all some robots over there, bro. All y'all sound the same shit.
Here's another interesting one for me about voices. So for guys, I can't tell through their voice if they're fat or not. But for girls, I can't. Tell me if you find the same.
I think I could tell if they tall or short. I can't tell if they fat or skinny. You have to put me on game. You have to put me on the cues. It's
You had
always
to
like
hear
a
the
cue.
double cheek, the double chins. Someone in my chat just said I can tell if a chick's ugly by her laugh. That's actually
Oh,
good.
bro, James fucked me up that day when he laughed. I'm like, bro, that's your laugh. Shout out to James, man. James like something. I was
James,
like, oh
wow,
shit.
boy.
I had to clip that. I'm gonna put that on something.
He's unapologetically brutally honest, and that's one of the things I love about talking to him. And like if you
Yeah.
use sarcasm with him, he'll answer you so seriously. It's my favorite. And he knows that too. It's the best. I'm surprised Wildheart over here is so quiet.
Well,
If you
why
don't
are
want
been chilling,
Wildheart to
man?
shut up, you just send him some food, I guess.
Yeah, I'm just eating that. I'm in the cafe as well, so I don't want to like, Asian, being racist and that.
You have us turned up in the cafe.
I have you what, sorry?
You have us turned up in the cafe in Manchester.
Yeah.
Okay.
Manchester? What up, Manchester? Shout out from the USA. Bloody Yanks. We the Bloody Yanks.
Yeah.
I got first kissing. He keep looking in the bag like I hope somebody won't come and knock me on
You
something.
guys, y'all gonna get me fucked up. He's talking to Bloody Yanks.
Oh shit. You're lucky. You're lucky we're on Words channel, and I know his family listens. I was about to get real viral on your ass.
Back and
Make
back.
them think all types of shit coming out of your phone.
What time is it over there, yo? Because I see daylight. It's dark as hell down here. Pitch black outside.
This at
Yeah, it's
7
like
something.
it's very early.
Is morning
It's
time
like
already? Or afternoon?
yeah. No, in the morning, yeah, like 7:30. Yeah, it's very early.
Yeah.
Like I said, my internet's yeah. I am
And I
mobile
was
and I
sitting
don't
there talking about y'all robots and shit, and you got me on. Yeah, they're gonna strike my shit. Hey, Pete. No, I'm just talking shit. But no, y'all do sound the same, bro.
It's funny because
I'm not
you're not wrong at all. Like if you listen to what's that dude's name? KSI. You know the British dude KSI. Listen to him talk and like close your eyes. If you didn't know him, you would think that could be white, that could be black. You don't know.
Yeah. Like Anthony Joshua, the boxer, I'd be like, God
Yeah,
damn,
yeah.
bro. Like, come to the U.S. Like, when he came to the U.S. and trade, I'm like, good, he going into the hood. He gonna get a little in him. And I'm like, nah, bro, you sound. I don't know, bro. It's like when people from the UK talk shit to me, bro, I don't take that shit serious. They don't sound threatening. That shit don't sound threatening to me. I'd be like, I don't know, bro. Maybe I'm an asshole for that. I just don't. That shit just don't sound threatening. Like I just be like, I can't take that shit serious. It just don't get the same effect, but like an American accent that when you
That's why
threatening
they all
people.
just throw machetes at each other.
Yeah. But they do get James Bond, so you gotta give them that. That's a bad motherfucker.
You notice too, with countries that don't have access to guns the way America does, they're more quick-witted with roasting.
Yeah.
And the reasoning for that, and I find this actually with Canadians too. The reason for this is because when you aren't somewhere that has like a massive access to guns, you know there's
Yeah.
two things you have to be good at if you're gonna survive and like not get your ass beat. You have to be really good at cutting with your tongue and really good at throwing your hands, right? Because like you can cut somebody up and then the likelihood of them pulling out a gun and shooting you for that is very low, where here in America people tend to like watch their mouth a little more because they don't want to get shot in their face. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So like people
yeah.
don't have the the room to work those things out. And this is actually like one of the things I don't like about like stand your ground laws is that we're teaching the youth right now, like what happened with that situation where those kids were fighting and the one kid stabbed the other kid. It's like, dude, if you lose a fight, you lose a fight, right? Like what happened? Well, who was the rapper? He fought someone, and after the guy lost the fight, he shot the rapper. This is ridiculous at this point, right? Like it's like, dude, you lose a fight, you lose a fight. Just what, like but nobody has that anymore in them. Everyone's getting so soft, and they're like, oh, I'll just shoot people if I can't fight.
And I was
So, like,
saying that a long time ago. Oh, go ahead. No, bad.
no, no, sorry. I would just. So you're saying that Americans bite their tongue? Americans are a bit quiet because they have lots of guns.
Yeah, like they don't have as much room to work out the not bite their tongues, but they don't have as much room to work out the roasting part because like it might eventually lead to them getting shot in their face. So they don't want to push it too far. Where
Yeah,
like
yeah. Is that why?
people in
Like,
like people in England
migrants?
and stuff, they don't have that worry as much, so they'll just fucking say the most crazy shit and they take it like to crazy levels that actually get pretty fucking funny if you ask me.
Yeah, because you got so many guns. That's why most Americans are very like timid, quiet and.
But it doesn't happen in culture that has like a stronger brotherhood. This is actually why you'd see like white people, really white people, they suck at roasting, right? Like they don't hang around with the bros and cut the fuck out of each other as much as other cultures do, So like
Yeah,
I think that's why you see that in America too.
yeah. That's why
Oh,
Americans are
yeah.
so quiet.
No, I grew up talking shit.
They
That's all
used
we
to
did.
though.
Talk
I
shit.
think we're not allowed to do that anymore.
So,
That's what's happening, right?
man, we grew up talking shit, boy. We can roast everybody. Your mama dead or alive. We talking about her. I mean, man, that's just how we grew up, bro. That's what we grew up. They call it roasting. We call it the dozen, bro. We go in, but
Yeah,
yeah,
no,
you're right, man.
we used to do
Oh,
that, right? But everyone's so
and that,
soft.
that shit, and that shit used to lead to fights half of the time. I remember fighting a lot of times talking about people, mama.
Oh yeah.
So, but now people, like
The
you
thing
said,
with
people.
that, you'd
What,
fight
what,
and like smoke one together after.
yeah, the winner got about a beer. The loser got the ass whooped. That's how we used to do
Right, that's it. And nowadays,
it.
like the loser gets up and says, "Yeah, I'll see you in a week," and then drive-bys them later that week. Like like it's like, whoa, like this is a whole nother level, dude. What the fuck are we doing?
I'm going to get a wet. I mean, I
And not to
remember.
mention, like, if you want to make a really good viral rap song, rap about a shooting you did, and make sure you add all the actual details in there too, so that not only it'll go viral, you'll get your ass arrested after too. It's so stupid that like this is something that's happened in the rap game, and it's like it's made it shit.
And I mean, just the I like I remember growing up listening to rap, and I hate to say something like use a term or construct a phrase like necessary violence, but it wasn't like glorified. It was something like, okay, we had to do this shit, you know. Now
Yeah,
it's like encouraged to go like, oh no, just go pop a motherfucker,
exactly.
just pop a motherfucker. No, it was
Right.
like you come over my house and do this, then I'm gonna do this. It was shit like that, like defense of myself. But
That's
now
how
it's
the
more
gang.
like,
That's how the gang started, dude. The Bloods and the Crips were originally not this like gang banger. You got to kill people to be in and shit. Like it wasn't that. It was fighting against injustices of
mhm,
different corrupt police, right? That's what they were there for. Or injustices in their neighborhoods. If people wanted to act all
mhm.
gang bang like that, they would come take care of that person, right? That was what that was originally meant to be. And then it turned into like, yeah, let's all sell drugs and fuck hoes and kill each other. Like it's goofy.
I remember growing up, our set, it was just a bunch of dudes that hung out with one another and to take one another from the surrounding streets or blocks. That's what we linked up for. And then later on, I mean, like I was never in the gang. I was always a hustler, but later on, we was hustling together and we were still protecting one another. It wasn't really no gang shit. It was just, shit, we boys, we hang out, we make money together. We don't go fucking with nobody. We don't go disturbing nobody's peace or, they harmony. We don't fuck with that shit. We just do our shit, protect one another while we doing our shit. But that shit now, bro, that shit is just getting worse and worse.
And then the jail system's a fucking joke, so they just run that shit from in the jails now. Like it just
Hmm.
like there needs to be changes, man. Needs to be big fucking changes.
Man, we gotta like people always say, elect people. We gotta start creating really like homegrown people to run for these positions in politics to actually have those policy changes occur because and I don't I ain't the man to do that. I just know that shit has to be done. It has to be someone who has a vested interest
Yeah,
in
you
the
don't have
people
to be the
and not
man to
just
do it. You
yourself.
just have to vote for the right people. Like that's like
Yeah.
people don't understand how important voting locally is. Like that's more important actually. Like you should people should heavily focus on voting locally, right? Because that's the closest to you. That's where you have the most power to make changes and then it spreads, right? A lot of people don't realize that though. Everyone just like waits for the like, yeah, we'll vote the president and I'll never take it part in anything else. Like it's just it doesn't help anybody.
And those local votes, like I'm saying, like that's the homegrown part. Like they start elevating to better, positions where they can actually make the changes. But we got to get them in first to actually, do that for that process to occur. You can start elevating them.
Yeah. And I just want to say to Commander in the chat. I wasn't saying Americans are tight-lipped. I'm saying this is why they don't get as far with the wittiness of country. Like if you're gonna say that English people don't tend to be better at roasting and like quicker with it, I think you're kidding yourself. Because that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying Americans shut their mouths. I'm saying they usually don't have the chance to get as far because they know there's a limit where bullets fly into their face. Where in other countries they don't have that, right? They're not worried about that, so they take it to another level where it lets them like flesh out a little bit more of the funnier shit.
Well, talking shit in other
But like,
countries.
listen, all the best comedians are Americans, so let's be real. Well,
Sorry,
actually,
I'm
Ricky Gervais is funny as fuck. I can't take away Ricky Gervais, but most of the best ones, let's just say, most of the best ones are like Sam Kinison, buddy, hilarious.
sorry. I have to leave. My internet on my phone's playing up now. Everyone's roboting, but I've got to go. But thank you very much for having me on. Cheers. Good to see everyone.
Oh,
Cheers,
what's
Wild
up,
Heart.
bro?
Stay safe out in
Shout
those
out to Manchester.
Manchester streets.
Yeah,
They
don't
can get
forget to wear your
shot.
phone books on your chest so you don't get scared. But yeah, no, what he's saying is like here in America, we don't have uh, it's we're not accustomed to talking shit to one another no more because motherfuckers will get offended and want to pull out a gun versus other countries where they just talk shit to each other all day, so they got more experience, you know.
Right.
Yeah, we probably started it, but the way shit is now, you can't talk shit to everybody no more. Even on here, man, you talk shit to people on here, they want to dox you and shit. You can't even roast on here.
Right.
People start doing
Exactly.
weird shit. People so sensitive and shit now. Why
Actually,
so
this is
serious?
one of the reasons I made the verbal. This is one of the reasons I added the chaotic part to verbal combat is because like I wanted that one night a week that we can all not take it to heart and just talk fucking pure shit to each other, cut each other's looks up, cut everything up. You know, like we we're all friends at the end of the night. You know, but we talk foul as fuck to each other because like I want to take away that pussiness of not being able to handle some fucking roasting, you know? Like, yeah, tell me my fucking two colored hair is goofy to you. I don't give a fuck. Like, you know? Like, I'm not gonna fucking cry and be like, yeah, let me fucking find you, bro. Like,
Yeah, I think here too, like versus other people, like in other countries, like Ozzy, Karen, he talks shit, right?
oh
But
yeah,
he ain't threatening you and shit. Like people here in America, you roasting and shit, they start wanting to threaten you, or they get like they try to violate you versus making some. The shit ain't even funny. It's just like you just doing
yeah,
some crazy shit now. You know, some disrespectful shit versus. I mean, you can be disrespectful and roast, but they start talking about kids and wives. Like, no, bro, it's just me and you roasting. Just keep it
right,
on that, man.
right,
Just roast,
exactly.
man. You ain't got to do all the fuck shit. Just roast. I think that's here. I think they do that more here. They get to like the insulting and I'm gonna fuck you up. I'm gonna come see you all
I'll
violent. Like,
beat
bro, we
your
just talking
ass.
shit.
You know, like, it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
like, we're on the internet, bro. Relax yourself. We gonna fucking punch your screen? Like, relax, dude. You know what I'm saying?
What up, nines?
What up, man?
Oh,
What up, nines? Chat, where you at? Chat, where you at? Okay, I
Commander.
had riders. What up, nines? Okay, I don't know if I agree with this, but I do know they say I feel like they say a lot more bad words. Like when I hear people from Australia or UK, but I don't know because I see a lot of people talking smack to each other all the time. So maybe if you were face to face with someone in those countries, they may not have weapons like automatic weapons, but they have weapons. I mean, they can shank you in the face, right?
yeah, but that's not the same. Like nobody's this. Like there's no
Wait,
same
Commander.
fear of a knife. Like nobody has the same fear of a knife as they do of a gun, right? Your chances of getting stabbed and surviving are way higher than getting shot and surviving, right?
I mean, nonetheless, don't you think it would be used more, though, if that's the case? It's not as
No, I think
lethal.
not because it's actually like there's obviously more stabbings than there are here because people shoot more here, but like stabbing is such a more personal thing than
I was
shooting
about to say
into
it take a
like that's why here people will shoot rather than stab because like stabbing is like very up and close and personal. Like you're gonna smell the blood after you take your knife out. Like that's how personal it is. Where like people like have like a dissonance where they've numbed themselves to like all I did was pull the trigger. They don't realize everything that gun pierces this or that bullet pierces the skin, explodes inside, shrapnel goes all through them and breaks everything it touches open. They get lead poisoning. Like there's a lot of uh things that come with it that they
Okay.
take away from themselves. Where with stabbing, you can't escape it, right?
Why do you think okay, why do you think they've numbed themselves? You think that's because of what? The culture,
Yeah,
video
well,
games?
yeah, the culture they've been taught that this is the right thing to do, right? Like, and also there's like there's a lot of people like this is what I was saying about the like it's not that I'm against stand your ground, that like if you were actually gonna die and you needed to shoot someone, I'm not, it's not that sense, but I'm not for, if someone's beating you up, you should be able to pull out a gun or a knife and stab them now. Like this is where we're like, it's blurring lines where we've got it
Yeah.
to a point where we've taught people this, right? We've taught people,
Defend yourself.
even if you're getting beat up, you can kill somebody. Like that's wild.
Going
I
back
think
to
it's
the
cool.
to the
Like
oh, go ahead, word, sorry.
oh
I
sorry.
just want to add this. So I think when it comes to shooting, especially here in America, like you said, numbing, I use desensitized. You know,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
little kids grow
desensitized.
up with
Yeah.
little water guns, Nerf guns. They used to pull the triggers, and like you said, it's not personal. Like it's you don't practice or play around stabbing people, and
Mm-hmm.
it's just a different mindset. It's easier to pull a trigger without consciousness. It's harder to stab somebody with consciousness. It's just
Yep.
it's not that easy to do. Not saying it can't be done or it's not done. It's just it's way easier to pull a trigger. It's like no attachment to that shit. But when you stab somebody, that shit personal, bro.
Oh yeah.
It's like
Yeah, you smell the blood, you're gonna hear their reaction, you're gonna see their reaction, like everything is up close, like it's way heightened. This is why people are easier to shoot than stab.
there's more responsibility when it comes to stabbing somebody. You hold way more responsibility than you hold shooting somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so going back to I'm glad I don't know who brought this up. I'm glad you guys brought this up because yesterday, well, after Words Live, there was somebody on Words Live talking about someone doxed him from another country, but after Words Live, I started watching. Have you guys heard of the channel Super Nanny UK?
Yeah.
Super Nanny, she's
Well,
like,
I
yeah,
remember the show. I don't know if I didn't know there's a channel.
yeah, there's a channel that plays like all day long,
Oh,
Super
okay,
Nanny
yeah.
UK.
Yeah.
And so I started binge watching because like they were going for 10 days straight on this live stream. And these kids from the UK, I mean, they're like 4, 5, 6, 10 years old. And what I started noticing is all of them were cursing like really bad at everyone, like their parents, the nanny, like fuck you, bitch. Oh, sorry, f you, f you, b word, all kinds of like really ugly. So I'm thinking like, where are these kids getting that from? Because I don't. Do you guys see kids in the U.S. talking like that?
Yes.
Really?
Not around me.
Like
Not
to their
around me.
parents like that?
Yeah, I can show you a video where there's like at the the teacher's talking at the front of the class, and all it's like a brand new class. They're getting introduced to kindergarten. And the one kid at the front row, all of a sudden, he goes, "Shut up, bitch!" Like he says out of nowhere. I was like, "What the?"
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
like it's all to do with how like the parents and whatever are talking around them and talking to them, right? Like, so this is actually a thing I find very important that people don't understand the difference of. You could like swear around your kid all day and they would understand the difference of not using that word, but when you're getting them in trouble, say, or anything, and you start using those cuss words in that part, now you're using those words with them, where it changes the wiring of their brain to think that's an equal level word for you guys now. Like this is why I always try to like stress to people, like, don't, like, I know like, people get mad and they want to be like, hey, shut the fuck up, to their kids and stuff like that, but like adding that part in, just adding that fuck in there, it's gonna actually be detrimental to you and your kids' relationship, and they'll
Yeah,
get
these kids
more
were
comfortable
bad.
doing that with adults.
And then I thought, okay, the parents must be using these words, but then I felt like they looked like maybe like I don't picture them using those words, especially not on their kids, but
You know what I think
maybe
too with those, like, it's those, you remember that show is like a reality show, and if you notice, like those reality shows, and we've already like had a lot of people come out about these reality shows, like they tend to be um like scripted a lot of the time too.
but you can't script kids like scripting a
uh
4 and 6-year-old to like
have you
curse
ever
that
watched
bad. Their face is red, they're angry, they're hitting, they're biting.
have you ever watched Role Models? The movie
Is that a show or something?
No, it's a
No.
movie, Role Models, and it's got like the dude that played Stifler and dang, what's that other actor's name? But it's like basically they go take care of these bad kids, and there's just like really one young actor in it. And if you hear the words that come out this kid's mouth, you start thinking like, "Whoa, they're letting this kid right now say all this shit for real." Like this is like, so like yeah, you can definitely script kids to say some real. Remember the kid in Big Daddy? I'm sure you've watched Big Daddy.
Yeah.
Sandler.
I can wipe my
My
own
own
ass.
ass. Yeah, like that kid didn't make that up on his own, they definitely made him say that.
Okay, so I was just thinking this is like a UK thing, and maybe they're just like they say bad words like more easily than American kids do or American families do. Like how
I'd
you were
agree
saying,
with
like
that probably though. That's
maybe
probably
they
true.
roast
Probably
more.
more relaxed.
They probably
Yeah,
do
they're probably
swear
more.
more. Yeah. I'd even
Yeah, I know.
but I definitely
I know
hear
that.
American, Canadian, all types of kids say this type of shit. If you start letting your kids say that, there's even like you've seen parents like on videos and stuff like make their kids repeat something that's a bad word, and it's like, what the fuck are you doing, man? Like, why would you?
Yeah, and it's cute,
Why would
right?
you
It's
teach
cute
your
and
kid
everyone's
that? Yeah,
laughing.
like because it seems cute,
Like,
right? They're like, ah, but then later it's gonna
this,
if the kid says that to them, it's not gonna be ah.
Like the little kid that says, "This is bullshit" or "bullshit" or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
I,
I just
I
think it's wild, the disrespect.
I truly believe in rearing children. So it's like you have to put them in the right environment. So I don't believe that stuff slip out sometimes around my kids, but I don't believe in cussing around my kids. I don't believe in playing certain music or watching certain things around my kids. I don't do that. And when I see people do that,
Hey,
I, it ain't me
what's up?
judging. It's just like
I'm the
that
same.
shit gonna have an impact. That shit go do something. Then you gonna be complaining about it later. Like,
Yep. I'm the same way. I hear a certain song come on the radio, and like because it's like
mhm.
been a radio song, and I'm not. You can't always control what your kids get to hear, and they hear it from somewhere else, and I hear them start to sing with it at the starting of a song that I know is bad. I'm like, nah, what the hell are you guys doing? Don't ever fucking sing that song. Don't ever sing that song again in front of me. Don't do that. Just forget that song exists. you know?
Man,
Well,
the other day, my mom came over and she was watching my kids. And when I came back later on that night, I was putting my daughter to sleep. And she was like, "Where them fans at?" I'm like, "What?" She was like, "Where them fans at?" I'm like, "What the hell is you talking about?"
the
Called my
fans.
mama and she was like, man, my mama love that song. Where them fans at? When they be clapping them fans. I got my
I don't
boots
even
on,
know
or
that
whatever
song.
song. I don't
What
even
song
know
is
who sang
that?
the shit. Who, Rachel? I know you know who's singing that shit. But you know what I'm talking about? Those feet. Like, where them
Yeah, I know
fans
exactly what you're
at?
talking
Yeah.
about.
She were, I'm looking like,
Man,
oh my god.
that's what got little Miss Shirley, boots on the ground in trouble. One of the
Yeah,
songs.
boots. I got my boots on the
Oh, the little
ground.
girl. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Yeah,
I didn't know
and
who
my
that
daughter talking about,
was.
where
No,
them
no, no. She
fans
doesn't
at? I'm
sing
like, what?
it. But there's a guy that sings the song. But the song, right, is what got the little girl famous and in trouble. Well, her mama
Yeah,
in
I didn't know
trouble,
who
not
Miss
her.
Shirley was until here like this last week. And
Yeah,
they
where
were
the
showing her
fans
like
at?
in
Where the fans?
clubs. And they were
Boots on the
showing
ground.
like grown men hugging her and like one dude was crying hugging her.
No, I
And
was
there were
just an
Who's Miss
example.
Shirley?
she's got fans. She's got people that
Oh,
do you know who Miss Shirley is? It's a little girl. She's like I think 4 years old and she like twerks and dances and
oh
That's
no.
horrible.
Yeah, that's horrible.
People using their kids for fame is disgusting to me. I can't stand that.
Yeah.
Oh man, that rattles me actually.
people made
I
her
got, I,
famous. She appears at like
Nah,
clubs and
nah.
things
The
like that.
parents made that kid famous by putting that kid on the internet like that.
exploiting them.
Yeah, and
Like
like
I
let
never
me
believe. I
yeah, like if
like
I see one of my daughters twerking, let me tell you something.
mhm,
She'll never twerk again, okay? I promise you. If I see that, it's
mhm.
not gonna happen again.
Or even
Like
like the outfits. Oh, sorry, word. Go ahead.
no, it's like that. I never understood the
Yeah, the
child
body
beauty
top.
pageant shit. I'm like, man, that shit wild, bro.
Yeah, the beauty pageant.
Oh, that's
I never
gross.
understood that shit.
Yeah, that's like, can you imagine? That's like, if you think about exactly what's happening, is they're judging the attraction of children. That's what they're doing.
Hmm
It's the
It's
it's
Yeah,
gross.
the
like how is this shit okay?
Mm-mm.
It's,
It's
man,
not
it's
okay.
some shit in society. I be looking like, bro, how is this shit okay? How did y'all just find this shit? Like this
right.
shit just fucking weird.
They're like purposely messing up their kids.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
Because
but
they
even
want to
the
live. They want
clothes,
to live like vicariously through them, right? They want to. They
right?
want to pretend it's them that's having this success, and they it's all because of them, right? Like, it's gross.
But even the kids' clothes they sell are like these little skirts. They look like adult outfits for like little kids. I don't agree with that. I feel like kids should dress like
Well,
kids.
yeah, and they do the makeup like older women's and makeup and all of that. Like, even the clothes they have in the stores now for young girls, it's ridiculous. Like, everything's belly tops and short shorts. It's like, what are we doing here?
I watch this
No.
YouTube channel. It's like a family, like it's three different families. They all have their YouTube channels, and one of the girls is like 10 or 11, and they gave her a makeover. They took off her glasses, they did her hair, her makeup, they put her in her outfit. She did not look her age. Literally, she looked like maybe even like a 17-year-old. The way they,
Yeah,
she,
that's
it
yeah,
was
it's exactly
gross.
what they're doing. Yeah, they want to make them look older. It's gross.
Yeah, and of course she likes it. She's getting compliments like, "Oh wow, like you look beautiful," and like, of
Mhm.
course she's gonna like that. But that's
Yep.
like, is that grooming? I feel like that's grooming almost.
Yep.
Mhm.
That's exactly what that is. You're grooming them to focus on using their looks to get things they want, or to get by, or to get praise. That's what you're doing, right? Like,
Attention.
this is what OnlyFans and pornography and all these things. That's what that is. That's all teaching women that just use your body and you'll get what you want. And then it's teaching men women are just pieces of meat. Like,
Hey,
it's gross.
bro, I said that shit like 2 years ago. I'm like, this is the fucked up part, bro. That y'all conditioning females to seek outside validation, and y'all conditioning men to just look at females as sex objects, bro.
Yep.
That's what you're good for. That's the only value you have. That's what that shit does, man. And people don't realize. I don't see how people don't see that. You can just listen to how some men speak. The only value of a woman is have sex with them.
Right.
And you can listen to how some women speak. I want to look good. They don't know how to cook. They don't know how to clean. They just know how to look good to attract the man. So I have for their bodies with twerking or some shit. And then when men dog them out, like what you think? That's the lore. Like if you're going fishing, they use some bullshit bait. You probably gonna get a bullshit fish. What you expect?
Right.
You
Yeah.
you using your looks, all this outside shit. Okay, Sid, look good, have fun, see you later. Nobody want to marry your ass. You just want to run through you. And you get mad, that's how you marketing yourself. Like
Exactly.
shit.
Well, and then like the girls that don't want to ruin their bodies, they don't want to have babies because they don't want to ruin their bodies. I
Yeah,
mean, I
that's
know people can have
ridiculous.
surgery, but yeah, I think like having surrogates is becoming more and more popular.
Shit
Yeah. I
wild,
don't know
bro.
about all that. I'm of the stance, and a lot of people don't like when I say this. They get very upset. Especially women tend to get very upset with me when I say this. But I am of the stance that if you are like perfectly like you were healthy, and it was nothing that like stopped you from being able to have children, like fit like biologically, I think you're selfish to live your life and not want to have children. right? I think it's a spit in the face of all the ancestors you had that, like, fought lions and tigers and survived the most craziest weather conditions just so that your bloodline could make it to you. And then you're like, well, who cares? Let's just stop all that. Like, I think that's extremely selfish. I don't know. I might be.
If it
I
is
know
selfish,
it might sound like an asshole, but like this is the only way I can explain it.
but if it is for if someone doesn't have a want to have a kid because of selfish reasons, I'd rather them not have a kid, because imagine them having a kid and then obviously that's the most selfless thing you can do, is have a child and take care of them and rear them
Yeah.
like word says.
No, I get exactly what you're saying. I'd rather change their mindset though, of like, not being a
Yeah.
selfish person.
So how do we do
I
that?
think people
Sorry,
Well,
word.
it was probably predicated on most of the time you hear people say they don't want to have kids because of their own personal experience. You know, it's like you said, if they mentally and physically, I believe they should be mentally and physically healthy. You know, to have kids. I don't believe everybody should have kids, but there's just some people. I mean, unless you go have it and give it away to somebody who will actually, attend to the kid, raise it right. But I don't think everybody able should have kids. I think some
I
bloodlines probably should.
I think
I'm
people who
asking.
have kids maybe shouldn't because you hear a lot of parents saying like negative things about having kids, like, oh, they cost so much money, I can't spend on myself, or like
yeah, that's
these
goofy.
brats. Like maybe all that negative talk is it creates that selfishness or that mindset, like, I don't want to have
Yeah.
kids.
Well, it's teaching people that like your happiness comes from stuff. Your fulfillment
Mhm.
comes from stuff. Like I can't stand that, right? And like I brought this up not long ago. I don't know, I don't think I brought it up here, but like I brought this up not long ago. Jim Carrey, when he was receiving like a really, you know, prestigious award, like it was a really big award, and it was like, at the height of his career, and he said to the crowd, what he said is, as I've reached all my dreams and riches, I wish that you all could reach your dreams and riches as well, so you could realize that that's not the key to your happiness. And it's he was going to, like, he was saying that, like, you can have all the stuff in the world, all the money, all the access to sex and all this stuff. That's not what makes us happy. It's family. Family is the most important thing. That's the key. But everybody, puts that last, and then, they regret it later.
So what are some positive things about having children?
What are positive things about having children?
Yeah, that you could say to someone, like you said, well, you'd rather try to convince them or change their mind.
Oh, okay. So like you're not
Like, what would
saying
you
you
say
don't
to
think there's
someone?
nothing positive about having.
No, no, it's definitely positives. And I know people say like, well, who's going to take care of you when you get old? Like, if you don't have any children. I mean, that's a positive, I guess, but that's kind of like messed up to use your kids to turn around and take
Well,
But
care of
you,
you. But that's kind of how it's been in the past
I
and
would
in
say
certain cultures.
that, like, well, let's go through a couple of things. You'd get to experience um throughout that, like, first, like, before, like, they're an adult and they understand consequence and all of these things, you get to experience what unconditional love for something feels like, right? There's no other way you'll feel this except with a child. um because even once your child becomes an adult, the conditions come into this love. We could get into that after, but also there's a purpose that comes when you have a child. Now you have a purpose, right? It's not for you anymore. It's your purpose is something external you, and this is a positive we have studies that show when people feel they have a purpose external themselves, they live more positive lives. And then that would also help, like with women, they tend to, in like self-reported studies, they say that having children has boosted their self-esteem, because of that interaction and feedback from their children.
I was
Unless you have
gonna
a
add, I
super
mean,
nanny. Unless you have a super
yeah,
nanny UK situation. No, go ahead.
and yeah, everything you said is, I will equate that to the ideal. That's what it should be. That's what it can be. That's what it will be. You know, but you have people who don't give a fuck about their kids, but for people who do, I think it gives you, like you said, purpose, but a whole new sense of life, man. Like when I played stepdaddy, I helped raise my brothers and sisters. It ain't nothing like having your own kids. I don't care if you take care of somebody else's kid. It's nothing like having your own. I done did all. I done took care of other people's kids. I done helped raise my sister. Having my
Do you
own
think the
kids,
feeling is
man.
better?
Hell yeah. It's just it's a whole different level of responsibility too. It's like I said, it's a whole new sense of like, it's like a whole different, like, this is like, for me, it's like, my kids are my legacy.
Like your
So
pride,
it's like,
right?
yeah,
Like
yeah, like
you have pride
having
in
like
your
my
children.
sisters and shit. Like I said, I helped raise one. Shit, one of them a doctor, the other one got their masters in chef. She about to be a nurse. She going for uh her she doing that to be a CRNA. So it's like like my brothers, I mean my sisters, my mama kids, they high achievers, and I'm the oldest one, so they watch me grind. They watch my mama grind, and it's like that feels good, But
And
then
see,
it's like my kids though, it's like something totally different. It's like
yeah, and you
watching
know
them
what though?
achieve
Like,
and instilling
what
in them.
the thing is too is with men, the reason this happens now, like in modernity with men more than it happens with women, is actually because like still to this day, the government and the law holds men accountable for the children they have, where with women they hold them less accountable than they used to, right? They're able to leave. There's access to low income housing. They're giving them a certain amount of money for each child every month, all the way up until the child's 18. um there's heavy welfare programs that are specifically for single moms, so like they give them more incentive to have less accountability with children.
Is that one of the positives though for women? You
No,
get a check, you might get housing.
that's bad. That's
It's
bad.
bad.
That's a bad way to think of it. People should never look at their kid as a paycheck. That's what I think
I agree.
that's what ruins a lot of things, right? Uh, like it fucks relationships up between like fathers and their children, because the woman will use that child as a weapon for a paycheck. Like it's actually disgusting though. This I know you guys hear me say it a lot, but it's we feminism is a heavy reason behind all of this, right? It's a poison that was put into society to fuck families up in the disguise of let's help women, but it's not helping women, it's making things worse for women.
Mm,
It just,
yeah,
it be, I don't eat, man. It's just some shit, bro. I can't even do that shit. Thinking that's it. I just think people who practice that shit, they fucking crazy. And 10 years from now, that shit gonna be in the psychological book. That shit gonna be in the DSM. Watch feminism. That the ideology. Like I be hearing some people talk. I be like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? What's that? That queen maker lady? And then
Oh
she
my
had a
lord.
girl. Did you see what she when her girlfriend did? I don't
Gee,
know what the fuck
she
she
has
did.
a
She like, well,
boyfriend.
women ain't shit. Yeah, man. Then she start talking about women ain't shit. I'll be like, nah, your ass done been through what the men been through. She like, nah, I see what y'all been through. Nah, like man, like these people. Look, man, I don't know, bro. Some of these people, I be thinking like, how the like you gotta be messed up in the mind to listen to some of these people. Some gotta be wrong with you, not to
Mm,
see it's something wrong with this person you listening to. Some
yeah,
gotta be wrong with
facts.
you. Shit, she be talking. I'm like, she said men are incapable of love. I'm like, what the fuck is you talking about? Like, 'cause we love differently from you. We love differently. Like, nah. And then she was like, innately. What did she say? She said, uh.
Tell that to all the dudes that when that one guy shot up the theater, all the dudes that laid on top of their girlfriends and took bullets to the back of their heads and backs so that their girlfriends could live. Tell those dudes that they don't know how to love.
Right.
Get the fuck out of here. It's so
And shout
goofy,
out to
bro.
all the soldiers to go over to overseas to fight battles so the motherfuckers don't come over here. Shout out
Right,
to them.
right.
The
They don't
fuck
know how
is
to
wrong?
love.
Like we
She's
show
just
it
never
differently,
met.
bro.
She's never met a real man. She's never been able to get a real man to love
She
her.
wouldn't be able to identify real man if one said so.
Right. Yeah, she was taught a
That's
real
the
man
problem.
is a dude that'll go on a leash on all fours for her if she told him to. That's what she thinks a real man is. That's the problem, right? Like her brain's been distorted with this ideology.
Some
She
women
just
like
trying to
that, they don't
justify
even
her.
realize like what they sound like to other people or to men. Like, yeah,
She's
no
so
one's
fucking
gonna be
confident
attracted
too.
to that.
Right. But she be sounding so confident too. Like I study psychology. I was a salesman. Like, bro, what? That's not. I know human behavior because I was in sales. So, shit, I was in sales too. But that ain't why I know human behavior because I know it because I studied the shit.
Now,
Like,
some women have said
I,
they have to dumb themselves down. Like they don't want to say all their credentials or what kind of job they have because then that might be a turnoff. So they got to dumb themselves down.
that's their fault. Well, I mean, women usually date up. So if you gotta turn yourself down, you need to be looking up. That's the problem. That's why I say having standards is important. I mean, fuck that. I ain't dumbing myself down. Well, I ain't say that because I kind of do. Well, I just don't brag and shit. I don't do that. But shit, in real life, I don't
Not
fuck with
even that
everybody.
it's a
Everybody
turn
ain't
off. It's just
qualified.
that men don't give a fuck, right? That's not what like like men just don't care for the most part. Like we're not gonna like you could if we find a girl we love, you can be working at McDonald's or you could be a doctor. Like that's not gonna make any of the difference at all. So like that's
But
really
there
what I
are some
consider.
men
It's not a turn
that
off.
say
It's
that they're
like
intimidated, but maybe they're the wrong men. I don't.
But look, man, if a man is intimidated by a female, then that's their crap.
yeah,
That shit
that's some
weird,
soy
man.
boy
I
shit.
don't care how much money you make. I don't care how educated you is. I don't care how much money you make. You a fucking woman. I'm a man. We different. And that's just how it is. You can be educated. I'm around a lot of smart, intelligent, beautiful women all day. That shit don't intimidate me. I done sold a $500,000 house to a fucking doctor. And when you see her around me, you wouldn't tell that her status or her wealth is more than mine. No, she pandered to me. That's the aura. Like all these men, y'all say men, they ain't fucking men. A lot of these guys don't know how to walk, don't know how to talk. They balls ain't dropped. They ain't men. They
Yeah, the
male.
ones that are scared that the woman's gonna, they rather have a woman that has no means to leave them, right? That's
Have no
not cool.
confidence, have no self esteem. That's what they looking for. Because that's what
Yeah.
make them manly. That's what make them masculine. Females with no self esteem and no confidence. That's how their masculinity is personified. But they can't do that with a well off looking educated woman, nothing like they can't do that because they not that. They acting, they posing. They're males. They're not men. It's different.
Yeah, something's wrong if you want a woman to not have the means to leave you. Like that means you already know something's wrong with you. That you know you don't have what it takes to keep a
Mm-hmm.
woman.
Man, my wife around doctors all fucking day. I ain't intimidated. And when I go in there, they be like, "Oh, You're a husband. Yeah, she talk about you. I know my wife talk about me all the time because I'm the shit. That's why I know my wife talk about me all the time. I'm the shit. I give her reasons to talk about me.
However, if you have one of those independent women that they're just so independent that they feel like they could treat the man any which way, then I could see why that could be a
If there's a
problem.
man that's truly intimidated by his girl's intelligence, then this is, you got to think this is going to be the same type of man that's also going to be intimidated by other men's intelligence. So like
Hmm.
it's just that type of man he is. And he should, if he wants to be a comfortable man, go get a dumb bitch or um get smarter. Like that's it. Like
Yeah.
I have no sympathy for that type of shit. That's goofy. Like it's not that I would ever, if I'm not in my wife, smart as fuck, right? Smart as fuck. She's got a great job, all of that. Um, but like that's she wouldn't have to have that. That's why that part isn't like a. It's so neutral to me that I just don't care, right? Like I still take care of everything. Like I still, you know what I mean? Like I don't. That's not the part that's a game changer. I think for most men either, right? I think most men aren't going to be like, oh shit, she's super smart. She's got everything else I want, but she's smart, so I'm out of here. Like, most men aren't going to do that.
So someone made a comment today, a man made a comment to other men saying that men should work on their finances and on their physical, like work out physically and on their finances, and that's all they need and they got it made. Would you guys agree with that?
Oh, that's that black
No.
pill fucking. That's so no, 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 no.
That's
I know a lot of jacked up rich dudes that are just dumb as stumps. They're socially awkward. Uh, they they fucking a lot of them have other underlying issues because the way they get jacked.
yeah. I mean, working on finances and physical. I mean, that's just two parts. That's just two strings of a starter with it. I mean, you got to be well rounded. I think you need to be well rounded. You can
So
always
what are the
improve
other
on shit.
things? What are the other things that a
Yeah,
man should work on?
it's character, ethic, it's skill sets. It's multiple skill sets. I believe a man should work on improving himself, making himself valuable. And like I said, there's many skill sets you got to hone. And it is a process of becoming a man or developing into man. The process. People try to expedite it, but you can't. I mean, you just got to put the work in. Shit ain't easy. It's hard to say it'll be like I was listening to somebody say it's easy to be a man. No, the fuck it ain't. It's hard as fuck to be a man. To be a man, it's easy to be a boy because you always have somebody taking care of you. But you got to take care of everybody. That shit ain't easy. You can't just know one thing. You got to have multiple things. Like every day I wake up, I think about 3 or 4 different ways to bring income into the house. My wife got a job. I got multiple. I got a business and I got two hustles, and I'm doing this. And there's other shit that I'm doing. It's like it's not easy being a man.
I would say so. This is like I've talked about this a couple different times before, a long time ago. I think literally everything else though, you could be lacking, not have, but lacking in all those other areas. And if you are like if you have knowledge in social skills and interpersonal skills. So like interpersonal skills would be like kind of like social skills, but it's like the ability to build some type of relationship with any type of interaction you're in with,
Like
right?
networking?
Well, yeah, this interpersonal skills would help with networking, yeah, but like your ability to do so is the interpersonal skills, and then having a being a fallible, or is that the word? A fa- a f- Affable, sorry, affable. That's the word. Affable. It means like you're easy to approach. Having an understanding of reading the social cues of someone and becoming easy to approach with them. If you have these three things, right, you could be lacking everywhere else. The social part of human beings is such a importance that like people will um have no problem ignoring other parts because that part is high.
And that's the part that's lacking the most right now, right? For like the youth and the young generation.
Exactly.
So if you've got that, you're like one step above everybody. You
Yeah.
stand out.
Yeah.
Plus, it means
I
like,
spent like I think I like it was a good thing I did this, but like I was already like an extrovert, so like I didn't like need to like learn these extra little things. But like I spent like a whole year learning like the like behavioral sciences and micro expressions and learning why people act the way they do in different situations and how similar it is with different personality types and all this. Like I got really into like this like fucking rabbit hole of like human social interactions, and it's become really easy for me to read people even just from verbal communication, but especially
Mhm.
with nonverbal communication added in there, that like it's helped me in so many areas of life. Like not only that, you know, I found my wife after that, but like in every avenue of life, it'll turn up. You'll get away with things that you shouldn't get away with, in a sense, like where like other people would have just got shut down or they would have had no luck in the situation. You'll turn that up because you'll be able to read people and respond accordingly. And I think that if everybody had this, you're winning. I'm telling you, people should really heavily focus on this shit.
yeah, and it might be uncomfortable, but you have to do it. You have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. You have to try it. You have to push
Hmm.
yourself because
Jump in
if
the
you just
deep
stay in your
end.
comfort zone, you're not gonna progress.
You know it's crazy you said that too, speak, because it's like when I was younger, I was heavily invested in psychology because of my environment, like my mom and my cousin. And so I knew that, but I never practiced it until I got into real estate when I had to, because I've always been an introvert. I never really liked being around people or interacting. I only did it because it was necessary. But it became really necessary when I was doing real estate. Really, I think it started when I was in the hospital. So that's when I started being more sociable. But really, when I did real estate, and it turned like I'm still an introvert, but when it comes to like business, I'm really you couldn't tell I'm an introvert, you know. And like you said, picking up on social, and what taught me that what really taught me that was emotional intelligence, because when most people hear that, they just think of the aspect of themselves, but it has another side, is being able to identify other people's emotional awareness, emotional regulation, and their expressions. And that goes into, reading the room and just understanding like how to interact with people. That's why I was just talking about on here. You can't interact with people, everyone the same way. You have to understand the person to interact with them to be have an effective, efficient experience with them, and that's where you go get the most value out of other people and yourself, really. So I agree with that 100%.
You'd be the same as me then, what they would call an ambivert. So you're an
Yeah,
extrovert, or sorry, Yeah, so you're an extrovert that prefers to be an introvert.
Yeah, they
So
prefer to
like
be an
that's
introvert.
yeah, that
Yeah.
would be called an ambivert. That's like the word they have for it. I looked this up before, so like, because I was wondering why. Because like that's how I am. Like I used to like especially the job I used to have that required me to be out places a lot. I would like go to clubs a lot, and I was extroverted as fuck, you know, like, and I can dance pretty good, so I'd go in the middle of circles of people dancing. Like I don't have like a nervousness when it comes to people, but I
Yeah.
prefer being at home with the family, doing my thing. You know, I prefer that. Like that's the part where I'm at most peace. You know, so like I'm extrovert, but I prefer to, you know, after everything I'm done, like when I shut off stream, my phone's away from me. The computers are usually off. I'm doing my own thing with the fam.
Yeah, so for the people that say like they can't do it, they can't be that way, you can get to that point. Just like I bet Word got more and more comfortable. The more and more he did it, he got more comfortable, and then it probably became easy, especially if you're getting a benefit out of it.
That's like tying your shoe. Shit hard as hell at first, but once you get it, you get it. You know, you
Here's
don't
a
even
good
think
trick.
about it. It just becomes innate. You know?
Here's a good trick I taught my boy, and he did it, and now he's able to like actually communicate and have social interactions out in public because he was really like a shy person, right? So I told him, so start going to the mall once a week and just saying hi to people when you walk by them. Don't stop and talk. None of that. Just say hi to people when you walk by them. Pick like 10 and leave them all. All right. And then after you get comfortable with this, where this comes like with ease, you're not feeling that shy anymore. Start a conversation with one person every time you go. So say hi to a couple of people, but start one conversation and then walk away. Like start a conversation and like I gave them a few ideas of what to start the conversation about, and then leave. Like don't ask for anything. Like if it's a girl, don't ask for a number to keep contact. None of that. Just keep going, right? And it was to teach him that two things, that rejection or him walking away doesn't matter. Your life's still the same, right? This is why people are shy, because they're scared of rejection. And that's what you got to teach them, is that all up into the point, like especially like if a guy for approaching girls, like all up into the point of you approaching that person, your life was this way, and after that person rejects you, it's the exact same fucking way it was before. Nothing changed. So like there's nothing to like actually be shy and fear. So like he started doing that, and now the dude can go fucking approach anybody. He's totally fucking open in public with himself. So like I feel like
Nice.
you gotta just force yourself into it. And that's a good way to do it. Is like go to like a local place, and once you get comfortable with just hi, start conversations, and then you'll turn up from there.
Yeah, I really feel like there should be coaches for this. There's this guy on YouTube where he meets other guys and then he kind of does that. What you're saying, Speakeasy, he encourages them. This is all on live. He's live streaming it and they get better at it and then they become more comfortable. But had he not met them, encouraged them, I don't know when they would ever learn that. They may
All
never.
right.
Like, what's the worst thing that can happen? Someone doesn't say hi, give you a dirty look, tell you to F off. Who cares?
Exactly. Rejection ain't shit. Like it really ain't shit. And like you gotta teach them
That's
not to
the
be one of
part
those
of
fucking weirdos that like get rejected by a chick and they're like, well fuck you, bitch. I didn't like you anyway. I was like, whoa, dude, like, like, don't do all
yeah,
that
hey,
shit either.
another sends back to self esteem too, man. Most people got low. A lot of people got low self esteem. They in fear of rejection. They think it's a bad thing. It's part of life, man. 'Cause sometimes you get rejected because it ain't the right shit for you. And people don't see it like that. They see like, oh, I get turned down. Like
It's a
I
so,
like
numbers
that's one
game.
rejection.
person.
I like
Billions of
It's a
rejection.
people
numbers
It
live.
made it
game.
do better.
Yeah, man. Bro. There's a billion people on this planet, and one person say no. There's a billion other people that can say yes. Well, but that's a self-esteem issue.
There's someone out
That's
there
what
for
these
everyone that's gonna
feelings
love your
are. You
nerdiness.
realize. Oh, sorry. I was just saying. You realize that's what these feelings are: shyness, depression, fear. All of these things are a biological response telling you that you need to change some shit. That's all that
Mm-hmm.
is, right? It's not a like a bad thing. It's a response of your system telling you this ain't right. Fix it, motherfucker. Like,
Danger, Will Robinson, danger. That's what this is telling you. All them lower emotions and the higher emotions, the happy, the love, all those emotions telling you you're doing the right thing. The lower emotions telling you doing the wrong thing. You have to change some shit up, improve, become
fact,
better, work on
big
your shit.
fact.
But with everybody like glued to their phones, like people don't even look up. And then like I don't know, it's just weird. Like somebody was saying how everyone's pictures usually that they post that it's usually filtered. Well, the women at least. There's
Not
usually
even that.
very
People live their lives. Look, like I can't. I have a lot of moments I've had with my family that I don't have on camera because I will not live my
Mhm.
life like this. Like that's insane to me. I'm not looking at what I'm looking at. I'm looking at it through this little screen. Oh, amazing! Like that's insane. Like that's another level of insanity. That's something you're at a concert and it's right in front of you, and instead of
yes.
enjoying that moment, you're with a phone to watch it through the phone. Oh, like
I
it's
feel like
so
in a
good.
way that's desensitizing in a way.
It
Like
is. It's
you're supposed
taking
to be
you
there, but you're not. You're looking at it through a
right.
screen
It's
just like
making you
everyone else.
enjoy that. It's making you enjoy moments through phones, not
It's
moments in
so
real life.
weird. It's
You,
okay to
you
take
know
a
what?
video or some pictures, but when you're overdoing it and it's all about that or what you're going to post on IG, it takes away from
Right.
the
My,
experience.
but my sister came up here a couple weeks ago and stayed for the weekend, right? So she was here for 3 days. We had a cookout and everything. All my other sisters came. It's my daddy daughter, so my other sisters came over. All the family here. I got 12 of my nieces and nephews running around the backyard. And I didn't realize until they was about to leave. I didn't take one picture with my sister when she was up here. We was just enjoying the moment. And my
And that's
dad
how it
called like, take a
should be,
picture with her
man.
before you leave. Well, we took one fucking picture, man. I'm
Yeah,
like,
that's how
God,
it
that's
should
crazy.
be. Like, like remind yourself maybe at the end, take a picture while you're saying bye to have a memory of all the memories. Like that picture, you'll look
Mm-hmm.
back at that and say, that was that time she came here and did all this. But if all your pictures
Mm-hmm.
is what you did, it's like you didn't fucking enjoy it. You were just taking pictures the whole time,
Mm-mm.
you
Just
know?
focus on taking the damn picture.
Yeah.
Right?
No, look a certain way. No, smile. No, like it's like, come on.
Take a pose, now vote. Like, nah,
Redo that
bro, I ain't
again
doing
When
so I
I'm
can get
at
it on camera.
my mother, she'll be bad to try and pull out her phone. My sister, her too. When we're at like big family gathering dinners, I start taking away people's phones. I can't. Nobody like. What are we doing? We're all at the table eating, talking to each other, and you're sitting here like this. No, thank you. I'll throw that shit right in the garbage if you play with me.
Yeah,
Oh man.
we
The one
ain't,
time I went around
I
with a
ain't,
bin, started telling them all to put it in the bin, made them all put their phones in bins. I don't care.
'cause I hate to cut this
He's the
shit
phone
early,
police.
bro. Maybe in I gotta get up in like 5 hours. I got a
No
client.
worries. No worries. I
But
gotta go
brother,
and do some things too, anyways.
I always appreciate when you come over, bro. Always great conversation with you, man. Hey
Fact.
man, we're gonna have to do I wanna have a conversation with you about, like something we probably have a couple conversations about, the importance of family. We probably can hit it from a couple different aspects. But
Facts.
yeah, I like your insight, bro. And
Are
I
you
like we can tell.
are you in my Discord or you don't do Discord?
I got a Discord. I'm very rarely in it, but I'm not in your
What's the best
I
way
can
to
get
like
in there.
reach you?
IG, definitely.
Instagram, and what is it on Instagram?
Is
Or am I already
yeah.
following you on Instagram? Oh, my phone's updated. What is it on Instagram? So I'll check it after.
Oh, I forgot my damn Instagram, man.
He changed it. That's why. I
I
have your
changed
old
Coach,
link.
it's Coach D _33.
Coach D_33. All right, word. All right, yeah, because I'll hit you up on there, and like we could work on like a collab a type of show that like focuses on that.
Yeah, because I think that's dope, and I don't think enough men actually talk about family. Like I
Exactly.
don't see it.
It's
Yeah,
all
I
about
think more
getting
men.
bitches and being fucking pickup artist shit. I can't stand that, man.
We got to make having families cool again, bro.
Facts.
We got to
Yeah,
make
maybe King
the shit that
Blackout can
seems
get in
like.
on it too.
Yeah, I
Facts.
like King's insight too. Like King be spitting some facts too.
100%. King's a great man and a great father. He's a
Yeah,
great
yeah, I
dude.
love talking to King, man. I love talking to King.
But yeah, I'll hit you up on Instagram then, and we'll work on that. We'll
Oh,
get
for
it.
sure, bro. I appreciate that too, man. I
Yeah, man.
appreciate
And
that.
everyone in my chat, make sure you guys, I've hit this link a couple times, but let me do it one more time. Everyone come over here, give a sub, give a like, share it even, okay? Even if you're not gonna stick around, just give a sub because we
Shout
gotta
out to
get
the
out of this
Speakeasy
shit.
chat.
Yeah, shout out
Shout
to
out to you
Shout
guys.
out.
Speakeasy Chat.
But Ryder, Commander, Word,
Good
chat,
night.
everyone, have a great night. God bless you all, and I'll talk to you guys again soon.
All
Good
right.
night.
Good
Appreciate
night,
you, bro.
everyone. Take it
Appreciate
easy.
you.
Buenas noches. Buenas noches.
Good night, Nines. Check,
Good
check.
night, man.
Yo, Word, make me a drop too, man. All right, when
You
you get
said
a chance.
who?
Yeah, I'm a little money drop.
Make your money drop.
Yeah, because the other day they was giving me money on the little what you call them thingies down there. I forgot what them things are called. Listen, I'm not used to being monetized.
Super chat. You want a super
Yeah,
chat drop?
there you go.
Yeah, just tell me what you want on it. I got you. You can
I
yeah,
don't care.
hit me up.
All you
Yeah,
pay.
just give me because my mind is crazy, bro. I be thinking
That's what
crazy
be
shit.
creative. I don't
But
give a fuck. You know that I'm not really into them Jones. I'm more into the positive thing. But I'm sitting here. I was like, damn, y'all gave me the John. I don't even got a drop. I was like, I'm gonna talk to her. I don't give a fuck what the drop is like. Just give me one.
yeah, I definitely got you. I got you. And shit. I consider you a nine, so it's all love. Don't worry about it. I got you.
I
Just
got you.
let me know the context of what you want. Now everything for you is free, bro.
It's just something funny.
That's,
Just make sure you know it's a little super chat
okay, so
drop.
that's what I'm saying. You want it funny?
Yeah, let it be
I
funny.
got you. I got you. I got yeah. See, I ain't did a funny one in a long time, but I definitely got you.
All right, but I'm gonna let you get off because you've been on here for a minute and I've been on the joint for 5 hours.
Oh, for sure, sis. I appreciate you. Always love. Always love. Tell bro I said what up, though.
Too.
Tell him thanks for, spitting in the chat. Really
Okay.
appreciate that.
Learn how to use that Instagram. Check them DMs, Joe. Let me get out of here.
Mhm. But y'all know what I always say, care about how you feel. These conversations to build nations. And if we said anything that resonated with you, do me a favor, hit that share button, tell somebody that tells somebody, help me spread the word. But until next time, we out.
And do it for the nine.
What up, Nines?
Acknowledge me!
They've been telling y'all love, and I came to tell y'all right. The way you feel influences the way you think, and the way you think dictates the actions you take.
You there, sitting at home, Acknowledge me.
When I move, is it a quick rumble? I will never ever fall, never stumble. And I don't need to be humble. Break down walls like Jericho crumble.